Good afternoon to all of you out there in this complex, effervescing, and beautiful world. Oh my, we have an exciting podcast lined up just a few moments away. This podcast, in actuality, took place many days ago, and it's because of me and my terrible habit of putting things off that this podcast is now open to all of you. Sadly, these next 2.5 hours can only be experienced through sound. For some strange reason, my computer has done something with the video footage that we took of these podcasts. So there's nothing I can do about it, but it could be worse. So this episode of the podcast will present to you something that this planet only witnesses once every few thousand years. That's right. Some call them messiahs or gods or infinite consciousness, but for this time, I think it's safe to say that we are glimpsing into the third eye of a scapegoat, a lone wolf, someone that is, here to protect us, someone who is here to show us the way. You tell me, though, I don't know. But he is, however, a dear friend and brother of Joe and I, so let's not just keep him waiting, and let's give him a warm welcome to the podcast. Here he is, Alex Schlueter.
What's up, guys?
One of our good friends. You don't have to be so close to it.
I know, I just like doing it.
All
right, go ahead.
All right, man. No, man, we're excited to have you here. We've been trying to get you on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You excited to be here?
Oh, God, yeah.
I can tell,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I just
You've been
checked out
running
here.
around the house since you got here.
Yeah, I've been really high energy lately.
Yeah.
Just from a lot of different shit. I don't really know why, but
Well, what is it?
what is it?
What are you doing? Are you taking something?
Wow, that's a great question. So, no, I'm not taking something by the sense of kind of what I think you're alluding to.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah,
just messing with you.
yeah, no, what I've been doing really is my cousin and I've been living with my cousin out in Pinckney for a bit,
Okay.
and he kind of is really into like dieting and eating right, and
Uh-huh.
I have been too for a while. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it's just part of living healthily is just,
For sure. You
just
feel
watching
better
what
all the
you
time.
eat. Yeah,
It's like-
just,
It's 50% working out and
Dude,
diet.
we actually, we said like 80-20. We came to
80-20.
that conclusion.
Hey, Dad.
Absolutely no science
What's
whatsoever.
happening there is
But
your
just-
phone's interjecting with this. It's going... So, yeah, just a little further back. You're good.
Yeah, so
All right, sorry. Go ahead. No, you're good.
So we kind of got he's really into this. I think it's a YouTube channel, but they have a bunch of stuff on social media. It's called Mind Pump,
Okay.
and they have
Mind pump?
Yeah,
I like
but
that
it's
name.
it's essentially most of it's lifting. It's a lot of lifting stuff, but they have anything from like fasting, which I'm gonna get to here in a second, but things like that. Just any type of health.
Is it like
Health related.
psychological?
No, the mind. Well, actually,
I can't really hear myself.
Yeah, I
You
can't
can't
hear you
really?
either.
No.
Yeah, let's get you a
Okay.
little closer. Talk now.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I can
better.
hear you. I don't know
You
if
can-
it's through the.
can you-
I can hear you guys.
Okay.
And then
I can hear him
Alright.
best.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well, I
sounds-
think I'm close. I'm closer
Yeah.
to this thing.
Bitch. Does that
Alright.
sound better?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's-
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I'll
it's
just
fine.
talk a little louder.
All
It's
right. Okay, so Joey's gonna yell. That's cool.
fine.
All right.
Is this
there
thing stereo? It
Yeah.
does it pick up different sounds and
Yes,
and
for
not
sure, man.
okay.
Stereo.
Okay, I can kind of tell. I just didn't know.
You
it.
move around. and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I was
yeah.
fucking with it earlier, my thing wasn't plugged in all the way. That's why it was doing weird shit for me. But anyway, okay. So these Mind Pump guys, they have a specific video where they just talk about very briefly 3 different types of fasts. Like fasting, there's a lot of
intermediate.
yeah, intermediate fasting,
Okay.
I guess, but that really just means you don't fast all the time,
Mhm.
which I don't really understand what the difference.
Consistently.
Yeah, I guess, but
Intermediate
like,
fasting is consistently.
I've heard
During
people
the
say
week.
like, I intermediate fast, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sometimes I skip a meal, and I'm like,
well,
that's not fucking fasting.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'll just get it. I'll get
yeah,
I'll get
okay.
into it. So
Right,
they
right.
have 3 different kinds of fasts. They have that they explain. You can do whatever you want. You can fast for 2 whole weeks if you want to, but so the top one that they explain first is called the warrior fast, which is I'll get further into it, but it's 20 hours of fasting
Yeah.
mixed in with 4 hours of eating, right? So
Okay.
basically, you just consume all your calories. Whatever, if you're trying to gain weight, you have that caloric intake. If you're trying to lose weight, you have that caloric intake. Whatever, but you eat whatever you're gonna eat, all within a 4 hour window. Okay, so there's a lot of like weird shit that I don't know the science behind it, so I'm just saying what I've heard.
Okay.
There's like a weird thing that goes on with protein synthesis where you can build muscles faster for whatever reason. Proteins can synthesize easier. I don't really know why.
Yeah, I don't either.
There's I'll speak to something that I do know a little bit more about.
Specifically, this warrior fasting. Like
No,
not
just any kind of
in gen-
fasting.
okay.
No, any kind of fasting. So,
Yeah.
so what really starts to happen is when you fast is after you. So say you eat some calories. Say you eat you're doing this warrior fast and you eat a 2,000 calorie meal. Okay, so you ingest 2,000 calories in like an hour or so. Whatever.
Yeah.
Your body's gonna burn off that 2,000 calories of the food and digest it and get all the shit.
Love the headband.
I know. It's oh yeah, we'll explain the headband real quick.
No.
Specifically for comfort, these headphones are a little fucked. So I got this headband on. It also looks
My
sweet.
bad, man. I didn't mean to
No, it's
take
all
you
right.
off
It's
course.
all right. No, it's all right. So this warrior fast is you eat this 2,000 calorie meal and your body burns off this 2,000 calories in, they say, roughly about 12 hours. So like
Okay.
whatever food you ingest, 12 hours later, the energy from that food has essentially been metabolized and you've
Okay.
spent it out and however you move about the universe. Okay, so for after those 12 hours, your body moves on to you're still going to be moving around after those 12 hours. So what your body does is it starts moving on to things like either your fat. So it's called ketones, which are like
Yep.
it's the ketones are in your fat.
Mm-hmm.
I might be butchering this completely, but
It's all right.
yeah. So your body basically just starts to eat your fat, whatever
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have, whatever your stored around your body.
Is that ketogenic state? Is that
Yes.
what that is?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
ketones is the root word of that, and ketogenic state is when you're absorbed or when your body is
Metabolizing
yeah,
fat.
metabolizing fat that's stored in your body. So, part of what's really interesting is I've heard this from, it seemed like a more reliable source. This might just be like equally as pseudoscience. There might be a lot to it, but equally as much pseudoscience as the protein synthesis thing. I don't know, but what I do know is that they said that ketones they said that ketones are your brain's natural, like it's what your brain prefers. It's the best fuel for your brain for whatever
The burning of fat,
evolutionary
right?
purpose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I've
your
heard that
stored
before, too.
fat, that's your brain's preferred energy.
Yeah,
For whatever
yeah,
reason,
yeah,
when
yeah.
that gets metabolized, your
sure.
brain can function better than it can on just
Yeah, yeah.
ingesting carbs and protein.
That's like a
and-
lot of diets do that. Like the keto diet does that, and
Yeah.
Paleolithic.
Oh yeah, I've
Paleo
heard.
diet.
Mhm.
I've heard of that. What's the Paleolithic?
Paleolithic. You want to
It's
grab
just
it?
you just don't eat as much grains,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Well, like the root of it is the Paleolithic era, which is
Right,
This
that's
is
what I
kind
thought
of
of.
It's kind of
cunty.
inaccurate.
Yeah, and
Cunty.
it is like it's just kind of. It's a long story about
Okay,
that
okay.
too, but anyway, yeah, Paleolithic is Paleolithic era. It just means you don't eat foods that like a caveman couldn't fucking find.
Okay.
So you eat
That's
a lot.
what I-
It's
that's-
just a whole.
That's what you
foods.
think of when you hear that term.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Paleolithic.
You
Yeah.
eat more like livers and like organs
Yeah.
compared to just red meats.
Yes,
As like
yeah.
shoulders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you just
Thighs
like
and
eat
stuff.
whatever. Like
That's a hard
it's a
diet
lot of
to be
meat,
on,
a
then.
lot of fish. Yeah, things like that. But
Yeah,
well, it's
oysters
just
and stuff.
Okay.
yeah. I guess it's just. It's kind of like, I was doing the gluten-free shit.
Mhm.
That's all this stuff is all. I'm gonna get into this in a second, but it's all just. It's almost like a placebo effect, but there are actual repercussions of following some of these things. That's awesome.
Hit me it.
So
Oh.
Keep going. Go ahead. You're
all right,
good.
yeah. So the warrior fast is the first one where I've been doing that for like a couple, like almost a whole week now. We got.
Is that every day? So
Yeah, every day.
Just one meal.
Yep. I eat, but it's a fucking huge meal, and I make like so. Okay, so this kind of brings me to my next point: is I do like some meal prepping for it. So just this is all new too. It's like been a 2-week obsession, but what I do is I I cook like an ass ton of quinoa in just like a big ass pot. Okay.
Your family loves that shit too.
Well, yeah,
I've
dude.
had it over there.
Quinoa's good, dude.
Yeah.
It's a great quinoa plug. Fucking love quinoa. Everybody should eat it. It's great for you. It's delicious. Anyway, so there's like red and white quinoa, and you can mix them up, and I do all that kind of fun shit. But just make a shit ton of quinoa, and then I cook up. There's like the huge chicken breasts, the ones that are like fucking that thick, you know.
Yep.
I slice them. Yeah, I get like 5 of those, and I slice them each in half, just so they can cook easier, and I can make different flavors out of it and shit.
Thing.
Yeah, it cooks real great. And so I just have those 2 bases, and then whatever I'm feeling, I have those already cooked, and so then I can take like some quinoa, put it in a dish or in a pan if I want to, you know, get some spices up in that hizzy. Yeah, the quinoa's in the fridge, so is the chicken breast. It's just have it all.
Oh,
in,
everything's cooked, even
yeah,
chicken
I
breast and quinoa.
pre-cook it. I pre-cook
okay,
all of
okay.
it. I do this I do it. My dad gets pissed because I do it every Monday, and that's garbage day. So like the garbage was just taken. I put all this chicken bullshit in there. He's like, you motherfucker, you gotta freeze that shit before you put it out. Because it does smell, dude.
Like fuck,
I'll give it to him, but I just don't. I don't think that far ahead. Fucking whatever,
Sorry.
dude. Who cares if your garbage smells? That's what I think. But anyway. So anyway, I do this meal prepping so that I can, whenever it's time to eat, because like if you don't eat anything all day, and like, so what I do is I don't follow it very, very strictly. Like there's some people who are like, all right, 4 o'clock on the fucking nose, I'm eating my meal, and then, you know, and then I have till 8 p.m., right? Because you want to eat in this 4-hour window. So if you start at 4 p.m., you can eat your main meal and then kind of graze, snack a little bit, just try and get all your calories, protein, whatever, have a protein shake. I do that often too. But,
and this is over how many hours? So it's 4 hours for how many hours?
A day.
what do you mean?
It's 4 hours a day you can do this.
Yeah, well, okay, so at the beginning of the day, you don't eat shit, right? You wake up, you don't eat anything, you drink water, you know, you're always drinking water. I drink like a shot of juice and like a bunch of water and a lot of sparkling water, and I really ingest like probably like 100 calories throughout the day up until 4 o'clock. So that's almost nothing, right?
Okay.
Sometimes I'll drink a cup of coffee, which I don't count. That's like fucking 5 calories or whatever. But anyway, so what you do is you don't eat anything till 4 o'clock, right? And then I don't follow as religious as some people do. Whenever I get really hungry and it's past 3, that's when I eat. If I'm not hungry and it's like 5 o'clock, I'll sometimes wait till 6, 7, and then just eat a huge ass meal, nothing else, just right there.
Yeah,
all
because
of
you
it.
have till 8.
Yeah, well, no. So if you don't start,
Until 7, you
till
can eat
7,
till
you can
11.
eat till
Okay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So bingo. So the whole point is that you're supposed to have this 20 hours of fasting, right? So they just say eat in a 4-hour window. It's just easier to think about. But I've been doing that, and I've been seeing some great results as far as just like alertness and just energy. I've been goddamn bouncing off the walls. And when I did the other diet too, man, it really is. It's something. You can think clearly, and you're rapid fire, dude.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you got to do. You can get it done. Like I definitely would recommend it for. I see. That's the thing about the placebo effect is wildly powerful.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
so that's why there's like that's funny. I was watching the news with my dad either yesterday. It could have even been today. But they were talking about probiotics and how there's not all that much science on them.
Yeah, my
But
friend takes those.
Yeah, but there's people who are like, dude, I swear to God, these shits make you feel so good. Like
Well,
these
it
pills.
doesn't it clean out your like gut?
Yeah.
Bacteria.
So a
Yeah.
probiotic is really just anything that helps with the culture that's in your stomach.
It's like healthy bacteria.
yeah,
that you're eating.
pretty like
Okay.
you know yogurt and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know Activia.
Greek yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you regular. You shit on schedule. And it's perfect.
Yeah.
So, but they were saying that there's not a lot of true science to back any of this stuff up. And there's like probiotics you can eat by pills. There's like a lot of probiotics in sauerkraut. Just a lot of fermented foods for whatever reason have a lot of these probiotics. And then pickles are really probiotic, healthy.
What's
but
that milk that it's just like a part of the milk? It's not
whey.
No. I forget what it's called.
Oh, flax milk.
No.
No.
I don't
But-
remember.
Oh.
So
Really nasty.
yeah, so it has a lot of probiotics in it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So all this shit that they're saying, there's like they're just saying that there's no real science behind it, but there's people who I respect their opinion, I know very well, who are like, dude, look, this shit fucking makes me feel better. I'm like, all right, if that makes you feel better, and I have nothing against probiotics. I think there probably is some good stuff behind it.
But you're saying it's probably a lot of placebo.
Definitely, I think so for
like
sure.
Fish oil.
Yeah,
pills.
yeah, sure. But I think I'm getting some placebo effect from this warrior fast and all that stuff.
Dude,
There's
write it
definite.
out.
What's
cares?
that?
Write it out.
If it's a
yeah,
placebo
dude.
or not, who fucking cares?
Exactly. That's the whole point. Dude.
Yeah, dude, you feel better.
Exactly.
Fucking keep doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was kind of the whole point that I was gonna draw back into.
my bad.
No, it's steal the thunder, man. It doesn't. It's just dude. It's if you feel good, who gives a fuck how you got there? You feel good. So I think okay. So besides the placebo effect, there's definite results in like body fat content and like percentage body fat and my weight. I weigh less than I did.
How much do you weigh right now?
Like 160. I started off at like 168, so I dropped almost.
Well,
Is this over 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. I dropped about 8 pounds.
Wow.
But so, yeah, dude, I got some shit to tell you guys. God. So
now's the time, man.
Oh,
We're
man.
here for you, man.
yeah, there's some shit, dude. All right, so love the warrior fast. The other two fasts, the middle one, which is even more popular, I think, than the warrior fast, is 16 hours of fasting and then 8 hours of you can eat food.
That's
Or
what I
no,
was
6
doing
hours
for a
of you
while.
can eat food. Wait,
That's probably more
I
popular.
was doing
because
8
it's easier.
hours. So I would eat
8
at
hours
noon,
you can eat. Yeah.
and then I'd eat at 8 o'clock
Yeah,
at night. I
yeah,
was
that's a
doing
very
that.
popular fast.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did that for a while too,
I
actually.
didn't
And
realize
it's
that was a fast.
oh yeah, sure.
It's popular because it's
Yeah.
easier, guys.
Dude, see, like, look, America is like, dude, you got to eat 3 meals a day. If you don't, you're fucking up. It's unhealthy, whatever.
Breakfast is the most important meal
Yeah.
of the day. I heard Joe Rogan was talking. He's like, no,
fucking
eating is important, period. He's like, fucking, what is this breakfast bullshit?
Yeah.
Everyone's loading up on carbs in the morning, and then they're just like,
Yeah, no shit.
fucking
Pancakes.
gone.
There's-
Syrup,
you know,
sugary syrup.
Trying
what's
to
his name
kickstart
has a
their
bit
day.
about it. What's his, who's the guy that, Jim Gaffigan has a bit about pancakes. It's
That's
fucking,
it?
yeah, it's hilarious. He talks about it's just cake in a pan, but for breakfast. And he's like, we try to sneak cake into everything. He's like, muffins are just cake without frosting on them. It's a hilarious bit,
is.
but he talks about, yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
You just pump yourself full of fucking carbs early in the morning. You expect to go have a productive day. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
It's
gonna
not
be
gonna
fucking
work
hitting the
out
wall
great.
at 2 o'clock.
yeah. I mean, there's probably tons of people out there who are like, dude, I love carbs. I have a great day, and I eat a bunch of carbs in the morning. I
Yeah,
have a
but
great
see,
day,
here's
but-
the thing: you don't realize how good you can feel until you go to that
yeah.
area.
It just
Like,
gets
you,
normal.
You don't realize
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're like you start eating really healthy, you start fasting or working out, and then you're like,
You
oh my
never wanna go
god,
back.
Yeah.
I felt like shit all the
Yeah,
time. I was
yeah.
just used to it.
Yeah,
I was just
exactly,
used to it. That
yeah.
was just normal.
Yeah.
So
That's the problem with, there's just gotta be, like, alcoholics and people who are like wildly addicted to these crazy drugs. Like, they just gotta feel like shit all the time.
Yeah.
And they don't even know. It's just normal.
that's
you know?
just
Like,
that's just how you feel.
yeah, like, god damn. Anyway, so the last fast I was on the thing is just 6 days of eating, 1 day of fasting. So it's a week-long process where you eat all 6 days, and then like Sunday, whatever, it doesn't matter what day, but you just pick a day you don't eat anything. So I could probably get on board with that one too.
So 6 days a week, you have a 6-hour window.
No,
At 8?
no. This is This is completely separate than the other two.
No,
It's
you
just-
said that Sunday you don't eat anything.
yeah.
So Sunday, 24-hour fast.
Yes, and then the rest of the days you don't fast at all.
Oh,
You
the
just
rest
eat
of the days is normal.
regular, whatever you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I
like,
did that too.
okay, so like even yeah, it's dude, it just happens when you're just naturally like living your life and thinking about what you eat and stuff.
I planned it.
You did plan it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that was when I was in the fast.
I think you
Christmas
remember when
break.
we were going up to where did we go up to? Oh, to snowboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
were
was
telling me
telling you
about
about
some of your fasting that you were doing
Oh,
then.
yeah.
And
Remember
yeah, what was that test we took? That was kind of cool.
Ooh,
you remember that?
Myers-Briggs?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
I
pretty
took
cool
that
shit.
too.
Yeah, you
I
like
took that in psych.
You know what? It
I
really.
I did it.
I don't
had
even
me-
remember the
oh,
results
man.
at all. I don't give.
It
a
had me
fuck.
as an introvert.
You know
I
what?
was like, and they had me with Einstein. They're like, you're an Einstein personality.
Oh, that's good though.
like, dude, I fucking suck at math.
That's good though. I'd be like,
Dude, mine
All
was,
right.
mine was right on.
It
told
was.
me I was going to be a software engineer.
That's pretty.
that's kind of cool. You know,
I probably-
that is
I
pretty
probably
cool.
lied then when I took it.
I don't know. So what I was gonna say is like I didn't give a fuck about the results. It's just fun to like think about the questions that they ask you. But anyway, in any regard,
You want to know something fascinating about
Yes.
like personality tests?
mm-hmm.
So I heard this on a TED Talk
Okay.
that that for customer service for businesses and stuff like that,
Yes.
there are people like outsourced to India and like all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a certain business, you would call in, and they have this software that within 30 seconds to 2 minutes, just by the way you phrase things and the language you use and stuff like that, they can identify your personality.
Mm.
And what they do is that as soon as they identify your personality, they make a portfolio with you, with your number, and your personality. So next time you call back, they actually reroute you to somebody with the same personality as you.
Wow.
So you have
Good
a better
shit,
experience.
Goddamn
Who
technology.
uses this?
Fucking nuts. I don't remember exactly, but
Some
they have this software out there that can identify your personality within 30 seconds. And it's like 80-90%
Talking on the phone with
accuracy.
you?
Yeah, just on the phone.
No
And,
shit.
Yeah, the guy described
so
it
cool.
is like his personality type. If someone was explaining to him, he's just like, interesting. They would immediately know that like he's full of shit. Like he's just saying that and he's not really interested because of his personality.
Dude, you're such a fucking douchebag.
So that's what he would say.
Well, because
Good.
did you just say, interesting? Is that what?
Joey's such a dickhead.
Why?
Just ignore Joey.
I don't get
So
it.
guys, I got some shit to drop on
Wait
you.
a minute.
Yes. That's actually the fucking coolest thing I ever heard, you dick, and I was serious.
That was serious.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
all right, guys.
No. All right,
I
so
don't even know what you're talking about right now.
all right. Cody missed the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fucking
not-
lost.
Okay,
man.
so that's really cool.
That's
AI.
true. That's it's a real thing.
I know, dude. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy cool though. All right, so wow, that's great. Is this Australopithecus?
Australopithecus afarensis,
He likes chew. This is Lucy, right?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
She likes chew. Good for her.
That's why she died, man.
Poor girl. From chew. She must have had a lot of fucking chew. Yeah,
That's how the Neanderthals went out.
Dude, look at the size of that motherfucker.
That's crazy,
It
isn't
is crazy, yeah. She'd beat all of our asses, probably.
It's true.
Yeah, you want some?
I'll probably have one later on.
Well, dude, I really wanted to talk to you about Solectric.
Oh, we'll get. Hang on, I got some.
You got some
shit.
time?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me think. Okay, so just to move naturally, I was gonna move into this from the fasting thing, but
Okay.
so I'm feeling really, really good right now. Like my body's in pretty good condition because the only reason I say pretty good is I've been having some shoulder problems. Joey knows about this,
Yeah.
It's from
But
snowboarding, right?
no, it's from hockey. It started with hockey.
I popped your shoulder out once in hockey. Remember that in practice?
I don't think
Remember
it actually got
basketball?
dislocated. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. That's what I was
Yeah.
referring to.
I did something.
I don't.
to your
Yeah,
shoulder.
you did fuck me up, but I don't think you never dislocated. I don't
No.
think. No, I think it just.
I've seen yours
You
dislocated
just donked me
before.
up. Yeah. Oh
On a trampoline.
shit. Oh, I've been lying to my doctor this whole time. I just realized.
You forgot about
Yeah, I
these
forgot
times
about
you
that
popped your
fucking
shoulder
one.
out.
I forgot about that one, dude.
Which one?
the
The trampoline one, dude.
Yeah,
Son
the
of
last
a
time that
bitch.
happened.
No, see, so the last time it happened was, believe it or not, about 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
This
But-
happens all the time.
Oh yeah, it happens all the
Doing
time.
what?
So, playing hockey.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me just backtrack a little bit before I get ahead of myself. Other than my shoulder problem, I am feeling great, dude. And so for the listeners and whatever, for both you guys too, it's this is the apparent. I've been telling my doctor the 5th time it happened was 2 weeks ago, but apparently it's the 6th time now that I remember that shoulder, that fucking on the
that like-
trampoline one. That was number 4, I think.
Was
now
it
that I
like
think about it.
5 the limit? You don't want to pass?
No,
So
nothing like
concussion.
that. It's just like you just shouldn't. Dislocating your shoulders 6 times is a fucking shit ton. You know, like there's something wrong with you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So after this, okay, I'll talk briefly about the first time and then a couple in between. But anyway, the first time I ever got my shoulder
like Dave
dislocated. Dave
First-
Chappelle.
Yeah, the times he sees OJ.
Oh yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So the first time.
Yeah, very first time I ever dislocated my shoulder was playing junior hockey. I fought just like the biggest fucking guy. Horrible idea. But he dislocated my shoulder. I fell. I was holding on to him, just standard hockey fight where you grab the front of their so people can see like
Easy now.
yeah, sorry.
Just kidding.
You grab the front like this, right? And then
Yeah.
you throw with this hand, So okay, so I held on with it's my left one gives me some problems. So I hold on with my left 'cause I'm right-handed, and I kind of like lose my footing a little bit, and I think he might have tagged me once or like, but I just kind of slip a little bit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, whatever the way it was, I was falling down or trying to hold myself up, just came right out.
Okay.
So yeah, so I was fucked up, but I went back. I got off the ice and gathered myself. Still out, still dislocated. And the owner of our team actually was a nurse for like 25 years, and so he's like, yeah, like he wasn't he wasn't really authorized. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, but he wasn't really authorized to to put it back in.
Yeah.
But I was in fucking pain. I was like, this sucks. And he's like, I know how to do it.
Cut me, Mick.
Yeah. I was like, dude, do it. Like, let's go, do it. And so he did, and just kind of the way I laid down on my back flat, and he just kind of moved my arm out, and it just sucked back in. I was like, oh, it's not fun, but it's not. I don't
Does
know,
it
it's
feel a
not
lot
that-
better once it pops in?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So that entire time it's just hanging there. Is it just painful?
Um,
You feel muscles like
It's it's just
almost
very
pulling?
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It just feels like you can't move it right.
you
can't
even,
move
like,
it hardly
hold
at all.
You can't even this isn't even comfortable if you're holding
No,
up your
you
elbow?
can kind of get some positions where you get like a moment of relief, but then it starts to ache in that position too while your shoulder's dislocated. It just sucks, dude. It's not fun. But when it gets back in, you're like, there really is some good relief. You're just like, fuck yeah. Like, you just feel so much better.
Yeah.
So I've been having the shoulder problem. So here's where it gets bad news bears. So I go in to see a shoulder specialist. The fifth time, it's happened a couple different times. Each time it just goes back in on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you guys have seen. I kind of wiggle it around. Joey's been,
Pops right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You weren't there when we were playing basketball, and Joey.
You were there. He was there.
You
was
were
there,
there.
yeah, yeah.
With Juski too.
Yeah, I went up
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
and I was like, I went like
Yeah.
that, and you're like, get the fuck away from me, Cody. You got so pissed, dude.
Yeah. So.
Every time you get hurt, I want to touch it. Like last
Yeah.
time you you hit your eye, and the first thing I did, I went up to you, I was like, just trying to touch it. You're like, Cody, don't fucking touch it.
Juski's about to call an ambulance over. or something.
Juski's so worried. He's
Yeah.
he's
He's
such
like
a
running
sweetheart.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
He's like, you're fucked up, dude. We gotta get you somewhere. I'm like, Juski, it's fine. All right, this happens all the time. Just let it happen.
You're just like rolling on the ground.
I wasn't roll. I was like, dude, oh. Then I sat on the rock for a while. I was like, fuck
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But eventually, it just came back in. So this last time, which I thought was the fifth,
I
apparently
still had
it's
the
the
point,
sixth.
right?
What's that?
I still got the point.
No, there's a rebound.
Was
You
it a
out, yeah, you
rebound?
rebounded over my ass. Yeah. So.
No foul.
Fuck, guys.
No
Let's
foul.
go.
Sorry. No foul. It was clean as a whistle. So this last time, which I thought was the fifth, apparently it's the sixth. It wouldn't go back in. I was just playing hockey. I just got sideswiped in the
Yeah,
wrong
yeah.
way, and it just came out.
For sure.
And I get off the ice and try to put myself together. And each time I just kind of, like try to coax it in, just figure it out and wiggle it back in there. And it just wasn't going in. So my uncle took me to, I think it was an ER. Yeah, I was at a hospital, a small hospital, not Beaumont or anything like that. Shut the fuck up. So, dude, I need more water.
Wait, are you sure it wasn't? You sure it was big?
How'd
Big
the hospital room look?
Pretty good.
One bed?
You need more water?
No, just one bed for me.
You want more water?
I gotta
Yeah,
pee.
in a sec.
I think I'm gonna go. I gotta.
You gotta pee?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'll,
do.
be,
Alright.
I'll be real quick.
Should I
Grab me-
continue?
Yeah,
or-
keep
I don't
grab
know.
me another cup of water too, will you?
Alright, yeah.
Thanks,
I
Joe.
can't.
This is
Oh.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
So this fifth, sixth time, I couldn't get it back in. So we go to the ER. You can hear the stairs. God damn.
oh yeah, it's good.
That's
right?
cool. Yeah. This thing's very good.
I told you, man.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, we want to get 2 of them or 3 of them.
Okay.
That'd be really sweet.
Yeah. Get some surround sound shit going
We'll get some
on.
stands and shit
Oh,
for
yeah.
them. Oh yeah, it'd be beautiful. Oh yeah. So you went to the ER?
Yes,
Your uncle-
ER. They kind of signed me. My uncle drops me off like at the front gate, and I kind of hobble in. You just don't want to move it at all. It just sucks, and you're just like, kind of hobble in. I'm giving the lady at the front desk. I didn't want to sit down because just moving around feels weird. So I give the lady my information, and they take me back, and I sit on the stretcher. My uncle comes in, and he follows me, and so I'm sitting on the hospital bed, and we're just waiting around for a while, and the nurse is like, I was like, I thought it would take like not long for some. Once I was like, once we get to the ER, maybe 10 minutes, and they
Yeah.
pop this bitch back in.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people do it. You know, with the story that I just told my owner, he sat me down to just sucked it right back in.
Right on, yeah.
The amount of time I was with him was like fucking 35 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Joey.
There you go, homie.
You're a true hero. So
Thanks, bro.
so.
Yep.
So I figure I'm going to be here in this ER for paperwork and all, 45 minutes. It didn't turn out to really be like that. We were kind of sitting around for a while, and the doctor finally comes in. Nurses check your pulse and do all the shit they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Ask you some general questions, whatever. Do you smoke? Shit like that. So they do all that, and the doctor comes in and is like, hey, greets, meet and greet, whatever. And she's like, so do you want to do this? Do you want a sedative? We can do this a sedative way, or you can do it just without sedative.
Yeah.
There's a non-sedative way.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, dude, no sedative. Let's go. Like, let's get this thing back in. I don't want to fucking wait around to get a sedative. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a sedative for a dislocated shoulder where I'm like completely unnecessary. So what they did is a nurse and her worked as a team, and the nurse just kind of like pressed on my scapula. She said, I think rotate it. This is all a lot of doctor talk, but rotate it anteriorly, which just means towards the front of you instead of the back of you. So he kind of rotated
push it
something.
in?
Yeah. He was kind of like just like pushing something in and right in that area. I don't know exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
I should have paid attention closer because I care now, but at the time I didn't give a shit.
Right,
Just
you
wanted
just
it back
wanted to
in.
get the fuck
Yeah, so
out.
he was rotating something like that, and then the doctor said, like, she was just right here. She said, reach for my shoulder, which would have been like right here. So I was like, I kind of like I couldn't reach out.
Yeah.
So she just grabbed my arm and just kind of pulled it out, and there wasn't any every time before this there was definitely like a sucking motion where like sucked back in some way.
That's disgusting, dude.
Sucked back in somehow, but this time it didn't do that at all. So I just kind of looked back down and it was back in there.
It didn't hurt at all compared to previous times.
No, the overall experience just kind of hurts, but when it goes back in, it's almost like a relief. But like while she was moving it hurt.
You're probably
pretty
so
bad.
used to the
I'm
pain.
so used to it, yeah. And my like body pain tolerance is really high. Like
Well,
certain
even at
shit-
that moment, you've had your shoulder dislocated
Yeah.
for so long.
Right.
And you're
Any
like,
sort of
fuck this. And then
yeah.
finally, when they start doing that, it's like, yeah, it just hurts, but it hurts no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And so when it goes in, you said it's a relief.
Yeah, for sure. So after that, I was like, dude, my shoulder sixth now apparently, but I thought it was the fifth. Anyway, I'm gonna stop saying that. I'm just gonna start saying sixth.
It don't matter, man.
Yeah, I know. So this after that many dislocations, like I was like shit, and it wasn't going back in. That's what scared me, I think, the most. But I just kind of was like, damn, there's something wrong with my shoulder. Like yeah, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I love to just ignore my health problems and just they'll go away. I'm a fucking kid. But this one I couldn't ignore anymore. So I go to see. I just contacted my trainers at Lawrence Tech. We have medical trainers on staff.
Yeah.
So and I know them pretty well through hockey and lacrosse, and so I just said like, hey, I laid out my situation, and they said we know someone at Henry Ford, Dr. Kolowich, she's great with shoulders and just so they referred me to her. So I went and saw her this is like a week ago now the first time I went and saw her. And they kind of moved me around and, just kind of pulled it. And I just want to mention, I have absolutely no pain. Like, that's why I'm part of, this fasting and stuff. And I feel excellent.
Yeah.
And,
This is during your fasting, too, that you went and saw them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just, I was kind of doing some fasting before I got a dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
And then I got it fixed up. And then I started doing this fasting. It was after. But the time frame doesn't really matter. Either way, I feel really good. And my shoulder feels very, very healthy in general. And other than the fact that it just keeps dislocating, there's only some minor strength loss, almost no movement loss, and I just feel good otherwise. And both my lacrosse and hockey game are some of the best they've ever been. I just feel good. I feel fine. So the doctor, I tell all this to the doctor, and she kind of moves me around and just does some shit and says, where does it feel uncomfortable and what's going on? And so she basically came back to me and said, there's a she thinks it's very likely that I have a labral separation. So inside your shoulder, the part that like your humerus has like which is your arm bone right here, it has like a knob kind of on the end that just kind of like, if this is like your humerus, there's like a knob that just kind of like sticks
Right.
off on the end, and that's what kind of gets sucked into your shoulder blade, right? So part of on your shoulder blade, there's your labrum, which is like just any like discs in your back or like things in your knee. Any sort of joint has just cartilage, some soft tissue cartilage that just it's for your labrum, it's a soft tissue cartilage that your ligaments are attached to.
Okay.
So the ligaments of my shoulder are attached to this labrum. And what's happening, the labrum then from there is attached to your bone. And what's happening is, she thinks, is that the labrum is starting to come off of my bone. Okay, so the labrum is tearing off of my bone. So the fix to that is you actually get surgery and you stitch it back on.
Yeah.
Right.
To your bone?
Yeah, I don't really know how that works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get more well informed once. I'm getting an MRI. What's today? It's Wednesday now, technically.
Yeah.
No, it's still Tuesday. On Friday, I'm getting an MRI. So what you do is they inject you with. You need a dye because it doesn't heal naturally because there's fluid that's in between it. This is all what the doctors tell me. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, but there's like a fluid that's in between it, and that's what stops it from healing itself back to the bone. So what they do is, I'm getting an MRI to be sure before you get surgery. You want to be damn sure what's going on. So they inject you with like this dye that is responds differently to the MRI in some way, and
track it better
yeah,
and
you
stuff
can
like
just
that.
see what's going on a lot better, and so. We'll know for sure after, once the results are in, but I'm getting the MRI on Friday. It takes a little while, and I'm going to see Dr. Kalwich again in like 2 weeks. So, but I'm just speculating towards what she thought it was. She seems pretty certain that it's a labral separation.
Yeah.
My labrum's coming off. So that surgery is 6 months inactive. 6 months of,
fuck, man.
yeah, 6 months. Well, not, okay. 6 months,
months,
no
no
contact.
sports, man.
No
I don't know
contact.
about that, man.
Yeah, yeah, you do. It's actually, she said it's like a month or two of inactive completely. She said, 2 months you can start getting on the bike. 3 months you can start jogging. 4 or 5,
you're gonna hate
6
that.
months. Oh God, you're telling me. So
So you can't even do the bike?
not at
first 2
first, no.
months?
Why?
For your shoulder?
I think it's, I don't know. We'll see, dude. Plus, you know me, dude. I'm gonna fucking do whatever I can as soon as I can.
Next day.
Well,
on the
yeah.
bike.
Well, so.
Give it a few hours.
No, I really am gonna do whatever I can to fix my shoulder as soon as possible. Whatever, dude, I'll do whatever funky shit they want me to do. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna go do my own research, talk to other people. But this Dr. College is great. She's awesome. She's gonna give me a good program. So now here's the problem. I have a scholarship for lacrosse, right? Which I am not inclined to forfeit at any time. I don't want to get rid of that, obviously.
Are you obligated with it? You have to keep playing?
Yeah. I mean, if I don't play, I'm not going to get a lacrosse scholarship.
Okay.
But,
Even if you're injured?
well, that's the thing, is I have to talk to my coach about potentially redshirting. So I have two more years. Well, let me start from the top. I have 3 years at Lawrence Tech left for school-wise. I'm going to be there for 3 more years. I have 3 years of hockey eligibility left, and I have 2 years of lacrosse eligibility left. So what I could do is I could play this hockey season with the way that I am now, without getting any surgery. As soon as the hockey season's over, get the surgery, miss this lacrosse season, redshirt, but then still finish. I'd play my following 2 years at my 4th and 5th year at Lawrence Tech. So I'd use all my eligibility still. It'd be completely fine.
Yeah.
But my hockey coach is cool with that. My lacrosse coach might not be. But what really, they just kind of said, whatever you got to do, you got to do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to listen to the doctors and kind of, but remember like Coach Dave and pretty much all coaches would always just say like, this is some of the best shit of your whole life, some memories you're making and shit, like hanging out with the boys, whatever you're doing. This is some of the best stuff ever. So I have potentially only 3 more years of competitive hockey left on my entire career. So I might not get this surgery strictly on the basis of wasting almost an entire season.
If you ask me though, man, I mean, yeah, you love hockey, but that's not going to be the best years of your life. When you're done playing hockey, dude, you're gonna see some better shit.
That competitive nature is just going to be.
It's just going to transform into something else. Yeah,
dude.
man.
Oh, man. So
You're you love sports, and I do too. But dude, I
Yeah.
there's no way, man. There's no way this is
I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that.
really.
Yeah,
You think
absolutely.
you think that your athletic career is going to be the best part of your life?
Certainly on track with part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very, very
What
close.
if you became an astronaut?
I think that'd be like seeing Earth from
With just everything that
outer
comes with
orbit.
being with
Yeah.
NASA and being an
yeah,
astronaut. Or,
yeah. I mean, that's incredible. Don't get me wrong.
man.
Like that's a life dream. You
Yeah.
know? That's part of who I want to be. You know, like that's part of what I am striving towards. But like as far as what's going on right now with the brotherhood and just the way that it is, like you're fucking going to war with these guys. Like it's just there's something about the brotherhood of when you're just together with people in that way, and like it's just something else, dude. It's something else entirely. And I don't know if I want to forfeit an entire year of that, which I
Right.
can't get back. You know,
Right.
If you know, I have 3 more years left of that kind of stuff, and then it's done forever. I'm
Right.
I'm not
But I
going to
just
play.
think that you're going to find out that you moving on, you're going to, just the way your personality is, you're going to go to other things that you're going to be. You're so passionate
Right.
that you're very passionate about that. You're going to be passionate about whatever you do, and you're
For
going to be
sure.
like, dude, this is the best now.
Well, I
Personal
always think whatever
experience.
Yeah.
I always think whatever I'm doing at the time is the best shit ever.
For
Of course.
sure.
Why else
I'm
would
like
I,
that too, man.
Why else would I be
Yeah.
fucking doing it?
Yep.
You guys both are. Oh,
That's why we're here right
Yeah,
now. talking.
exactly.
This is the best shit ever, man.
yeah,
I love
it
this.
is, dude. It
Yeah.
is.
This
It's
is my
great
life.
shit. Yeah, it's great shit. Great shit. But anyway, so I'm kind of all that stuff's just flowing through my head, and I just
Yeah.
got to think about it.
This is the off season too, and you're just constantly thinking about it. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Well, dude, half of my workouts, all I'm thinking about is how I'm going to be better at lacrosse and hockey while I'm doing them.
For sure.
So you were
Plus-
saying that you were talking about how good you feel, though,
Yeah, feel great.
and that, well, you were going to connect on that, right?
As
With the
far
shoulder
as-
stuff.
Well, oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, like, I could definitely play this hockey season and still be in an elite phase. You know, like I'm still good to go. Like I'm ready to go.
Elite, man.
Like,
started
dude, like
You looked at me. You were
you know how I love pumping my own tires, but
No, you're
but
good, man.
I was like just what was it? It was this Monday. Yesterday I shot with my goalies on my hockey team.
Yeah.
And I haven't been playing a ton of hockey, but I've just been doing things right, you know, just living my life right. When I do play hockey, I practice very hard. You know, like I shoot around and I pay attention to what I'm doing. And I just like was lighting them up, dude. I couldn't miss.
Yeah.
Like I was just shooting great.
Yeah.
Just shooting excellently. And for whatever reason, you know, and it just kind of comes together right.
So you're planning on like keeping up this fasting then to feel so good that you can just play through it? Is that what you're saying?
No, well, no, not necessarily. I'm just saying that I could play this hockey season.
And if your shoulder came out again, so fucking
Right,
what?
right. Well, here's the risk is that each time you dislocate your shoulder, something totally fucked up could happen. You know, like I actually tear like God knows.
labia,
Yeah, my labrum completely
Labrum.
tears off my bone entirely. My labrum tears in half. You know, the ligaments snap for
And then
whatever
you're out
fucking
for like
reason.
a year or something.
Yeah, I'm out for a year, 2 years. I'm done with hockey forever. You know, I have a very serious surgery. I don't know.
So you're gambling.
Yeah,
You don't know what's going on.
exactly. It's a
Yeah.
gamble every time. Even like I swung a golf club today, full swing. You know, as hard as I could. That's a gamble because I have my shoulder's not 100%. Obviously, I have probably a separated leg. It's coming off of my shoulder blade. So that's the gamble. But you know, who knows? We'll see. I'm just gathering information right now. I still have to talk about. I talked to my hockey coach, and he's like, "Yeah, man, we want you on the ice as much as possible."
Yeah.
But he's like, "Do what you got to do, man. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Whatever's healthy. Do what you have to do." Which I knew he was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my lacrosse coach on Thursday, the day before I get the MRI, which is not tomorrow, but the next day.
That's the first step, though.
Yeah, well, I gotta
dude,
just gather information, then I'm gonna make a decision. And
Talk about you being like passionate.
Hmm.
One thing that like you have that like I don't have is that you're super passionate about hockey and sports
Hmm.
and athletics,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the same time you're super passionate about getting really good grades and
Hmm.
science and knowledge and then Solectric.
yeah,
and
yeah, equally
you
as
can
passionate,
like
if not
really
more.
focus your attention when you need to in certain
Yes.
areas. I can't do that, dude. It's just
Very
natural.
So it definitely goes in rhythms as far as like what I'm enjoying, you know, like what I'm focusing on.
Right.
And there's a yin and yang.
But you can't
to
always
everything.
choose what you have to like. If you
Oh
have,
no.
yeah.
Well,
so
like
what do you
right
do to
now.
get yourself?
Oh, well, dude, I got a bunch of other shit still.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. You had a
Well, like
question.
what do you do to get yourself? So let's say you had like a hockey tournament, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just fucking into hockey. And it's like, oh shit, dude, I gotta fucking get into. I don't know if this ever happened, but I gotta put all my energy towards Solectric, or I gotta put all my energy towards this fucking math class I'm in right now. Like, how do you get yourself focused and actually into it?
Yeah. So I just kind of decide. I consciously make a decision on which one is the more important to me and to my future, I guess.
Yeah.
And like it's almost always school. You know, like whatever my academics are, whatever I'm pursuing, whatever I want to do, like wherever I see myself in 5 years, that's the one that I pursue more heavily. You know?
Yeah.
And when I was playing junior hockey and trying to make it, you know, I kind of knew all along that like it's just not going to happen, just because I understand how statistics work.
Well,
like,
dude, you're a good hockey player, but
Right.
you're a better brain even than a hockey.
yeah, I'm
you
seeing
know
play
what I mean?
hockey in a while.
I'm not. I know
I'm
you're
just
a good
kidding.
hockey player. I really do. But like, I know your brain too,
Yeah,
and in the scheme of how everything works,
Yeah, thank
you're
you.
higher up in that field.
I'm taking that as a compliment.
You are.
Because I
think
felt
it's
like
a better. I think
yeah,
I
me
think
too.
it's a better
Yeah,
choice
me
anyways,
too.
man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Dude, hockey. There's something about it, and lacrosse really. Lacrosse is slowly catching up. It's never gonna touch hockey because dude, hockey's the fucking shit.
Right.
But lacrosse is fun, it's just sports and athletics, dude. Even pickup basketball is a goddamn blast. You know
It's
what I
fun,
mean? Like
yeah.
I just love that
But
shit.
the thing is, for me, I don't get any more out of it than just fun when I'm playing it.
Right.
Where
See,
where
I do.
knowledge comes in,
sorry.
learning something, I get so much more out of it in the long run.
Right.
It changes the way I look at the world. and
Yeah.
just
Oh yeah.
the people I come in contact
Sure.
with, influences, all that shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. But sports have molded you. Certainly.
Without a doubt, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Both
very
of you.
thankful
Yeah.
for that I play sports.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
the reason why
Makes
we're
you more in touch with your body.
Yeah,
Actually
dude.
Working out.
Yeah,
And
sure.
being able to be uncomfortable all the time.
Yes.
and
That's-
then it comes over, then it comes across with the other side, with knowledge and philosophy and stuff like that. That's when it becomes
like the brotherhood portion of it that I was talking about earlier. Like they say that like when guys come back from Iraq, part of the major portion of PTSD is that they miss the brotherhood so much. Like this guy's got your fucking back. It's out there. It's literally life and death.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like you come back and your dog died while you're there and your wife is pissed and your kids hardly know you.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, I had a guy who would have fucking taken a bullet for me in a heartbeat and me for him. You know, and that's a wild change, you know, like
Yeah.
that's just got to be
So radical.
the psyche change has just got to be insane.
your physical environment is a
Yeah.
different planet
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, so there's the intensity is I'm sure nowhere near it with athletics, but it definitely exists.
Well, dude, all sports are is a controlled form of war. Really, that's all it really is, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, dude, there's
there's
doubt.
a winner and a loser,
There's
and
no
like
doubt that high school football is breeding soldiers, man.
Oh yeah, dude,
breeding
I don't.
soldiers.
Yeah,
I know that's controversial
That
and shit,
scares
but-
me, but because like did you say that? Were you the one
I
that
said that a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that really is that's a brilliant point, and it's just kind of terrifying. I don't know if it's I don't
think
know
it's
if it's our
conscious.
football program specifically.
No.
As far as can I say like really controversial things? Like,
Sure, come on, man.
Okay. Like the Oxford football program specifically seems to be breeding soldiers like it's their goddamn job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, as soon as you said that, I was like, it just smacked me in the face. I was like, fuck yeah, they are.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
What's the
Just
percentage of
Yeah,
them that fucking
yeah.
join the army?
It's gotta be high, dude.
High as shit.
Yeah.
It's either you go play college ball or you go
Yeah.
fucking fight.
Yeah, dude. It's like shut the fuck up and listen, and this is your job. And
Yeah, and like fucking like
God, the subservience.
20 of like 60 kids actually play, so it's all about
Yeah,
support
yeah.
and shit like that. And they're
God
fucking
damn, but they fucking train their dicks off for 10 seconds of whatever the fuck's
bleed
going
blue. Dude, Brennan Orr's a great soldier, man.
I
Oh
was
my
just thinking
god,
that,
dude! I
man.
take Brennan Orr to a roofing job.
Yeah.
and he's up there. He's like, "Come on, boys, we're a fucking team." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're."
I love it.
You should join the army.
I
Brennan.
love it. I
Like,
love
you
it.
were just a team
I
player.
fucking love it. All right, I'm crossing some of this shit off
Yeah.
because I just want
Well,
we got to
into-
get to some
You
shit.
got some shit
Yeah.
you said, so get into it, man.
All right, so oh god, a lot of different stuff. My cousin's getting married. We'll touch on this just briefly.
Yeah.
But like, dude, a person that I've grown up with my entire life is getting married, dude. Like to kick-ass girl, dude. She's the best, and I can't wait for just to
Is
make
that the
it
kid
official.
that you're in business with?
Yeah, Nick. It's
Okay.
Nick. You've met Nick before, and Kyle, his cousin, is his brother, his younger brother. But
That's not the one I borrowed.
I have not
snowboard
met
from,
Nick
is it?
before.
no,
man.
that's Adam.
That's
Who's
Adam.
yeah, different. You've never met Nick?
No. I've met Kyle. But
Yeah,
plays hockey with
stereo.
Right?
Who? Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just you know.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
Yeah, it is wild. Just it'd be like if one of you guys got married. That's how it is to me. He's one of my best friends, and he's my business partner right now. I fucking love the guy to death, and he's tying the knot. It's just trippy, just weird.
Yeah.
But that's this Saturday.
Oh,
So
okay.
as you, dude, you
coming
know what I said? I got a lot of shit going on.
It's
dude,
weird to
the-
see people that you grew up with get married. My cousin
Yeah.
Caitlin's getting married this
Yeah.
summer.
Oh,
My
okay,
brother,
cool.
Tom, he got married.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
2 years ago.
yeah,
and
your fucking own brother.
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
He's a lot older.
Did you do a lot of jerking off or no?
I guarantee it.
Yeah,
Tom?
yeah.
Probably.
Does Pete do a lot of jerking off? Does Pete watch these?
I hope not.
I hope he does. But anyway, I love jerking off. Dude. Yeah, my
Right.
cousin's getting married.
Yep. Cross
So
it
he's gonna
off.
be jerking
Trippy,
off now?
can't fucking wait.
Your cousin is?
Probably a lot more jerk. Well, I don't
Once he
know,
gets
dude. I don't know
married.
how that fucking works.
Me either.
God knows.
But he's in Solectric with you.
Yeah. So okay. So that was the next thing that I would love to talk about. So.
Yeah.
So.
This is what I want to hear about.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
some shit, dude. This is
I want to hear about
shit.
So explain what it is, because we already know, but
It's a lot of stuff, man. So, at the beginning of this summer,
yeah.
my cousin Nick Schlueter was selling insurance to lawyers, cold calling lawyers to sell them insurance, and he fucking hated it. Like that's a shitty job.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's just the description of that job is the fucking
Insurance and lawyers in the
cold
same
calling
fucking-
lawyers to sell lawyers insurance over the fucking phone.
They're the ones that are like getting around insurance and shit.
Yeah,
They're-
yeah, dude, they're like, yeah, just sounds fucking horrible. But anyway, so he hated his job. He was not miserable, but borderline miserable, just because he had to do this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a business degree and just said, "Fuck it, this sucks."
Yeah.
So he quit his job. He didn't just leave, but he told his boss, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Not cut out for it. I'm sorry. Blah blah. So the very next day after he quit, he filed for an LLC, which is a limited liability corporation. It's just basically you own your own business. It's a small business. Actually, I don't think there's size has nothing to do with it, but an LLC is just he filed to start a business.
Yeah.
So his dad, my uncle, has had an interest in solar panels for like a long time.
Yeah.
He just thinks it's cool, which they're fucking cool, They take photons, the energy from the sun. I won't even get that technical. It takes energy from the sun and turns it into electrical energy with like almost nothing in between.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking incredible.
There's not a big like loss of energy compared to
Oh,
like,
well, so
For right
I can
now,
talk
but,
about
like,
the efficiency of it
compared
entirely.
to, like, water power, hydroelectric.
Well, when you think
wind
about stuff
power.
like that, all that comes from the sun
Exactly.
anyway. Yeah, like that's just a byproduct of the sun, the sun's energy hitting Earth.
Yeah.
So are fossil fuels.
For sure.
That energy came from the fucking sun anyway.
Yeah.
But so, the way I look at it, you're just cutting out the middleman if you do solar.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
that's
Just
definitely
like
a
a
biased opinion because I work for a solar panel company. But anyway, so Uncle Brian hated or loved solar panels. Just didn't hate the idea of oil or whatever. But he was very interested, and so
I
Nick.
fucking hate the idea of oil.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I do too. But I just hate the dependency we have.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit. But anyway, Nick filed for an LLC he started a company called Solectric,
Yeah.
which he I don't know what goes along with filing for an LLC, but he did that, made a website, bought the domains on the
Yeah.
website, which Joey I'm sure knows a lot about.
Yeah.
But bought all the .net, .com, so no one can fuck with you, .biz, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did all that and made a a really kick-ass website in almost no time at all, using Squarespace. Shout out to
Did he use Squarespace?
He did.
Right on,
He did.
man.
Yeah. I don't
You
even
get a
know. Are we
coupon
allowed
from-
to endorse things that we have nothing?
We can say
Yeah,
Squarespace,
we can say
man.
whatever
It's
the
a
fuck
fucking
we want.
thing, yeah.
Fuck you guys. Squarespace, he used Squarespace and it looks fucking incredible, and he did it relatively fast.
Yeah.
So shout out to you guys. Whatever you do, you have to pay for it, obviously, but
I know there's
He
a lot
loved
of,
it.
there's
He
a lot
loved
of
it. He
cool
said it's
people
great.
who use it.
There's a lot of free services that you can get around with that.
oh really?
Yeah.
Well, he paid for it, but it's not. I don't know how expensive it is, but from what I know about it, it's worth every penny. So anyway,
God, he's starting that
Did you
shit.
balk
He
him?
balks at us.
motherfucker.
Always does it when we do a podcast.
That's hilarious. You can hear it in the mics.
You can
Just
hear like
fucking
water
hilarious.
running and
Yeah.
people walking.
Crazy. That's why I said if I farted, everyone would hear it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna try and work one up. I don't have to all right now, but I'm gonna try and get it going. So he made a website. Got on Google, did some search engine optimization and all that shit. Anyway,
Couldn't find it when I googled it.
Yeah,
really,
Yeah.
yeah, hard. Well, it's because it's brand fucking new. There's no
Yeah.
traffic,
yeah.
That's like.
But we're starting to. I don't know what it's called. You might. Flower or where like the things like different pages on your website pop up beneath Google. You familiar with any of that? Like
Search
like
engine optimization.
yes, yeah. So like when you Google, if you were to go Google like the Onyx Ice Arena, beneath it would be like right on there's the
fucking
main
hockey
Google
again.
page. Shut the fuck up. There's the main Google page and then it's like schedule, drop in hockey, sticks and pucks.
Right.
It's
Or if
called
like some program. It says like download here.
It's
right underneath
it's
it,
the-
Yeah.
to like the side. It's
Wait.
like the actual link to the
Yes,
website, and then
yes.
underneath it, like indented.
Yes.
there's other links. you can
Yes,
click.
other links.
All
Yeah,
to the same
exactly. And
website,
it's
yeah.
it's the same website but different pages on that website. So I think it's called like flowering or something, where
Yeah.
it just like
What
is
are
that
you
a hard boiled egg?
I don't think so.
Why are you doing that? I don't get it.
Oh,
Did you spin it? or
yeah,
something?
not on this. Yeah, you can tell. This is definitely not hard boiled at all. I can just tell. This is just a fucking egg.
Eat it.
No thanks.
Put it in your
I've been
mouth.
putting them in my protein shakes.
Really?
Yeah, raw eggs and protein.
Oh no.
No, dude, hang on.
Oh no.
Hang on, man.
Rocky
Come over to
Balboa.
my house. You guys come over to my fucking house. I'll make you a protein shake.
Right.
No. Wait, what?
I was talking to my dad.
Oh, okay, yeah, dude. Come over to my fucking house. I'll make you guys a protein shake. You fucking.
I'm gonna get fucking salmonella.
You will jizz and slam it and
get
fucking
salmonella,
jizz
dude.
again. It's so fucking delicious.
There's no health risks.
Ah,
There is, dude. That's why people don't eat raw eggs
What are you
anymore.
afraid of salmonella for, dude? It's the fucking 21st century. We're fine. No one vaccinate your kids. I'm just kidding. That's the stupidest shit you can possibly do. Not vaccinating your kids. Completely off topic, but anyone who doesn't vaccinate their kids is a goddamn idiot. I said I was gonna say controversial shit, but
All right, so Solectric.
yeah, Solectric is the shit, dude. Just the whole thing, the idea, the concepts, the way that the whole thing is moving is just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it's
really
called.
exciting. Isn't
Oh God, yeah. Next time we go to a conference, I'm taking you guys.
Okay, yeah.
This last weekend we were at the renewable. It's the GLREA, Great Lakes Renewable Energy Association.
Okay.
Hosts a
Where's that at?
conference. It was in Traverse City this time, and last time I went to it last year actually, not even knowing that it was the same thing, because this was I'm just interested in this kind of shit, so I just
Yeah.
go to it, and but they host a conference this year. It was in Traverse City, and the year before was in I think like Alma State Grounds or whatever. But fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole day. There's like booths where like there's like people have their own shit set up, and you
Yeah.
can
it?
kind
All
of
these
talk to
small
them.
businesses.
Yeah, a lot of small businesses.
Connecting and-
There's people from DTE though, so it's like not just small
It's the
businesses.
big leagues, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, so we're how many people watch this? Just curious.
Oh, it varies.
Thousands.
It varies.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Oh.
Not
Well,
well,
dude, you can lie.
eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Well,
man.
Dude, thousands. That's lowballing. bro.
Yeah, no. I mean, as of right now, nobody's watching it.
Millions. Eventually,
Yeah,
hopefully.
hopefully.
I don't know how many people listen to podcasts. God, if I know.
Super
Well,
popular,
depends,
yeah.
man. It depends on the show.
Right.
Depends on our show, how
Sure,
many people we bring
sure.
in, because
Right.
then the show will lead to this.
Right. Okay. So, I don't know why I even asked that question.
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, sorry. So these we went to this renewable energy conference where it's basically just a conference where you can just network. Basically. You can just talk to other people that are in your area doing the same stuff. There was, Governor Granholm.
Yeah, yeah.
She was the previous governor of Michigan, before Snyder. And she was there. She was there. She gave a speech. Really cool. Seemed like a really cool lady. I don't want to politicize it because fixing our energy problem, fixing our Earth is not a political thing. For some reason, it got political. It's horrible that it is.
Why do you think it's horrible that it is?
That it became politicized? Because it's a bipartisan issue. There should not be any. It should have nothing to do with what party you believe in, dude.
Oh, okay, yeah, I agree.
We politicized energy and the future of our Earth. And
because
whoever believes in...
It was because of climate change.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah,
mostly.
Which I also don't fucking understand why that's politicized.
Absurd. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about climate change as well, like all of that.
For sure.
It's horrible that it got politicized.
But you were telling me, because when you were over like a couple weeks ago or something or whatever, you were talking about Solectric and how efficient, it is. And I was like, when you talk to people, do you talk about how you're, saving, you're reducing your carbon footprint?
No.
And you said no.
No, you
don't need to.
No, you don't need to.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So here's the thing is, money talks, basically.
For sure.
There's great beneficial, like the whole reason, the 90% of the reason I'm in this is because I want to make a difference. I just want to see what it's about. I need money because I need to live on this planet. So obviously I'm hope to make money off of it, but that's the sales portion of it has nothing to do with going green, basically. Like, it has nothing to do with reducing your carbon footprint. Well, yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's far greater incentives, like money. Money talks, basically. I'll go back to that. Dude, money talks. If you can make it economically feasible, not only feasible, but it's better economically. It's better for your wallet to go to put solar panels on your roof.
Yeah.
That is the case right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is.
But there's a jump. You got to spend a lot of money in the
you need to spend money
to save some money.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's what I think's holding people back.
Well, so there's I can talk about all this shit forever.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually get a little bit deeper, like introspectively, just on the not about really Solectric as much.
Okay.
I could talk forever about that, but like just some deep shit. Just because
what we'll do is
that kind of shit.
We're gonna bring the show to Solectric, and then you can show us what that's all about.
For sure,
and
dude.
we'll go in that. So you just talk.
I can talk about that shit all day, but I'll touch on it briefly here because it is really, really interesting. So,
light one of those up again.
Yeah. What happened, dude? Just go out?
Yeah. Well, no, we burned it all.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So, give me a chew. I'm having a chew.
One of these?
Yeah, man.
Let's see how many we got here.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
Oh, dude. I can have one?
Yeah.
I love chewing tobacco.
I'm preaching in the choir, man.
I know.
In moderation.
Yeah, in moderation.
No.
Like me.
Negative.
No, it's better to just fucking go balls out.
I mean, it's not better. It's not better at all, but it's better. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It's
I was drinking
an addiction.
I was drinking a lot of caffeine. Then I went caffeine free for like 2 weeks. Part of just the fasting and just fucking
just
doing
drink
it right.
water, man.
Yeah, man.
That's the only
thing man.
You'll feel so much better just drinking water.
I know.
If you want to
stop drinking everything else,
if you hear all this
water.
bullshit about not bullshit, but all this shit about fasting and like, fuck, this sounds like a lot of work. All right, you want to get addicted to feeling better? Just stop drinking pop and juice.
Yeah. Stop drinking anything but fucking water.
Just water. I guarantee you in a week you're gonna be like, holy shit, I feel
totally
good.
Right. You're totally right.
I feel fantastic.
Yeah. I haven't done that.
And then you're gonna want more.
And
you're like,
dude,
okay, now I
that's
want to try
great,
more.
dude. You gotta hook people on feeling good.
So just fucking start drinking water.
Drink a lot of water, everybody out there.
And a lot of chew.
A lot of chews. It's good for you, dude.
But
it's just a joke, dude.
Yeah. The chew?
No.
I'm just joking, man.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Long story. Anyway. Solectric. I am the current vice president of Solectric, Enterprise. I'm just kidding. It's just called, I don't know. It's just called. It's just Solectric.
Solectric. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna spell it because it's spelled kind of funky.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Fucking plug it in.
SOL. Yeah, quick plug. SOLECTRIQ. Solectric, and the reason that it's spelled kind of goofy
That's
like
probably
that.
why we didn't find it, dude. Did you type it in like that?
I'm sure he did not.
That's what I did. Yeah.
You
Q
did.
with
I
a
saw it
Q
on
at
Dude.
the end? Oh, okay.
I googled Solectric.
I promise you, you'll find it now. You want to try?
Google it right now.
All right, we'll do a quick plug.
All right.
But go ahead.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I'm
Keep
just gonna
talking.
keep going. So, dude,
Man, you
I am
know
the
how-
current vice president. What?
Never mind, go ahead.
What?
I'm just,
All right.
go ahead.
I am the current vice president of a potentially huge company, dude. It really is. If anything taught me, if I learned anything from the festival, that it was a renewable energy conference. I
Yeah.
think that was the actual the title of it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was very solar based. But electric vehicles. There was people there who had climate worries. Yeah. There was people there who had climate concerns.
Yeah.
People lobbying for stuff like. There's
I
a
didn't
good.
spell it right.
Yeah,
That's
you didn't
the first
spell-
one.
yeah, dude, it's the shit, man. Look at this website. I guarantee you're gonna like it, Joey, because he did a good job.
I checked that out.
You did
before.
check it out?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
show
I
it to us.
showed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good website.
I was just
man.
gonna look it up just because I was bored. I had
Dude,
nothing
you know
better
what's
to do.
fucked? This is just we keep getting off track, but that's part of
It's
it all,
part of the
dude.
podcast,
Yeah,
man.
fuck yeah, it is.
There you are.
Yeah, there I am.
There's
Show the
Schlueter.
camera, baby.
Sexy motherfucker.
Yeah. Look at that shit. Vice president.
That's a
Scary.
hockey picture.
Scares
Your
the
old email?
fuck out
That's a
of me.
hockey picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scares you right there?
Oh, vice president scares the
That's your
fucking
next
shit out
10
of me.
years of your life. Right there.
Maybe.
See, dude, to me that is so
Seriously,
much
maybe.
fucking cooler than playing hockey. It is to me.
You don't get it, man.
I don't give a fuck about hockey anymore. man.
you don't get it.
I
Why
haven't.
don't you just go to the...
The free dude, oh my god, you hop over the boards and
Fuck
it's your
it,
turn.
shut
No,
up.
no, I'm
Shut
gonna
up,
say it.
dude.
I'm gonna say it. You hop over the boards.
I
it's
played.
Your,
I know.
you fucking. This is
fucking
for
know.
all the listeners out there. You hop over the boards. I'm just kidding, dude. You hop over the boards, and it's just you're just free. You just do whatever comes naturally. You don't think it's what it is it's really just a liberating feeling. That's what any sports really are. You're not thinking about your goddamn your mortgage
You're
or
not
whatever.
thinking at all because you're
Yeah.
a fucking dumb athlete.
Oh my god, I'm about to roast you right now. You better stop. All right, so it's just freeing, dude. All sports are. Playing golf is one of the most freeing things
No,
ever.
I
It's
know.
fucking awesome.
I know.
And I love golf too. Golf is the shit.
I just think that it's so embedded in our culture, sports that
Oh, yeah.
it's important to say fuck you, sports.
sports are beautiful, Cody. They are, dude.
They're great, yeah.
They don't shake a goddamn stick at the universe.
Nope.
If you want to, yeah.
But they breed fucking idiots, dude. For the most part,
How dare you?
they breed fucking idiots.
Oh
You're not
my
one
God.
of them, man. I'm
Oh
not
my
saying
God. I know.
it's for
I know.
all of them.
I know.
Dude, the Tiger Woods
Oh.
is fucking smart.
How do you
Fucking
know
Michael
that?
Phelps is
You don't know that Tiger
probably,
Woods is smart.
Probably. All these
just
all
gotta-
these top fucking athletes are probably
know why.
smart. But dude, as far as those fucking 95% of them, that's all they fucking think about. Dude, they don't give a fuck about Solectric, Schlueter. They could give a fuck.
cunts.
They could give a fuck. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah. I
an
know
extent.
exactly what you mean. So I'll get back to Solectric here.
Yeah, get back to it.
Yeah, man.
It's
So,
awesome, though.
It is awesome. It's so awesome. I can get into the technical part of it with like the way that the energy flow works and all that stuff. So I'll do that briefly here because it's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So what a solar panel really is it's a bunch of small little cells. There's different kinds of solar panels. There's 60 cell solar panels and 72 cell solar panels, and that's just how many like of the little cells are on it. Like when you look at a solar panel, it kind of just has like a lot of squares, you know. And what those are is they're thin films of silicon, okay? Silicon, you know,
Yeah.
same thing. But the element silicon. And it absorbs the. I'm gonna dumb it down a little bit because it is very, very, very technical.
Yeah.
So, but what they do is the silicon knocks electrons loose from that silicon.
Yep.
And it goes. Those electrons, you know, pass through and it creates a current of electron flow through a wire, which is what electricity is. It's current and voltage together.
If you Google how a solar panel works, that's how it says right there.
Yeah. And so that current that comes out of a solar panel is in DC, which is direct current, okay? Which just means there's two wires that come out. There's a positive and a negative, and how you link up the solar panels changes the voltage versus the amperage, and that's really interesting stuff too that I could talk about for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But that comes out in DC power. Everything with a battery has DC is what the fuck is that?
Someone's phone.
Oh, Joey,
Is that mine?
you
I was
dick.
Googling.
Airplane.
You better
man.
stop it.
There we go.
All right.
Nope. We're done.
We're done.
Hands on airplane.
You swear?
It's good.
All right, sorry. All right, so that's really, really interesting stuff, the way that they link up, but it comes out in DC power. Everything with a battery, our phones, this laptop, that's what the thing, the cube in the middle, when you plug in your cube, your phone charger cube, that's an inverter. It inverts the power from your home, which is AC. All these lights are running off of AC right now, which is alternating current. This is a long, big thing that we could get into forever about Nikola Tesla and Edison and the talk between the conflict between DC current and AC current, and it's all really, really cool stuff. But so off of a solar panel, it comes out DC. So there's a certain, you're going to invert that eventually to AC because that's what all the appliances run off of. Almost every single appliance. That's why there's a cube to invert it back to DC so it can charge your battery. The only way to charge a battery is through DC current. I don't fully understand that. I'm still learning the actual mechanisms that are the reasons for that, and I don't know entirely a lot about that quite yet. Part of what I'm studying this whole time, but most of what I'm doing right now is just learning. I'm much more of a lot more technical than both my uncle and my cousin, who are Nick. He's the CEO, founder. It's his company. I said a few times I'm just tagging along, and he hates that because I'm not at all. And I was trying to be humble, but it was stupid for me to say in the first place because I'm not.
Well, he had the idea.
Yeah.
But
I'm not just tagging along.
But you're right
dude.
there.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, like I worked on trademarking. Solectric is pending a trademark. Get a nice little TM on the end and an R, a registered trademark. You know, the R with the circle. All on the way. And the Q at the end.
There's so many things you got to do.
Oh, so many different things.
With me and Joe, man, dude, we're both. If without either of us, it'd be fucked. There's so much work, man.
Dude, so that we're talking after the conference, my cousin and I were talking just about our chemistries and the way our strengths kind of match each other's in certain ways. Like I'm very technical. I know you guys are the same way. I was going to touch on that. You guys are the exact same way. Like you're hyper creative and you have like great, awesome like ideas and stuff, and you can write. And Joey can too, which is the same thing with me and my cousin. I can do the business almost as well as he can, but he just has that extra leg up on me on the business portion with just, talking to people on the phone, doing the logistics stuff. He's the shit, dude. Yeah. He has a business degree. I think it's in marketing.
Okay.
But
dude, but Joey has got the fucking
tech, dude. He's the tech whiz, dude.
He's gonna run the website, man.
Yeah.
He's fucking editing mad.
I got Joe programming on here because there's for both of you actually. There's positions in our company for both of you and probably your dad as well.
Oh, okay.
Eventually.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude.
Cool.
I say eventually, as in it seems like it's a long way away, but all the graphs of another thing that I was going to touch on here.
Well, we got a position for you on ours. We'd like you to bring us coffee while we edit.
How much you paying, dude?
It's an investment. Nothing yet. Okay. We got no flow yet.
That's fine. So I'll invest my time, and then you'll pay me out dividends when you have some capital and some money.
Luke's already in.
Good for him, dude.
Buy the computer.
Dude, I want to get in. I gotta get in.
You gotta buy
somehow.
us something.
Damn it.
No.
I don't have any money, dude.
No, man. Neither do we.
But so a part of the I know we're just fucking all broke college kids.
It's okay.
Joey's got a degree now,
gotta be
motherfucker. What's your degree in? Quick
Computer
degree
science.
plug. Computer science.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's huge.
It's good.
Yeah, it's great, dude. That's great.
It's
Great
great
degree
be
to have.
out, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it's
But
amazing.
did you learn a
Start
lot?
applying
Did
it.
you learn a lot?
Fuck yeah, I
Yeah,
learned a lot.
fuck yeah, you did. I know you
Applied
did.
to everything,
It's a stupid
too.
question. I know.
He even applies it to like how we attack like a job.
God damn, yeah, dude.
The
Everything you.
methodology you
Yeah.
use, the designing it, you're pretty much, it's like construction, except it's all abstract. So you're following the same methods and stuff like that, and you can apply it to any sort of project.
Hell
you're
yeah.
doing.
Dude, all we really do this whole time that we're on this goddamn rock flying through space is we just gather information and just apply it however you can. And
Yep.
Dude, here's even further. All we do is try to fucking fill this time with things to do.
yeah. Yeah.
Self improvement too.
it.
Dude, that's the key. That's the key. Self-improvement's the way to do it. That's how you're happiest, dude. Tell me
Maybe.
you're not happiest when you're just
I am,
doing
yeah.
shit
When
doing
you're
shit to
struggling, and then you see that outcome after all that struggle.
hell
just went
yes.
through.
That's
what it's all about.
Yeah. Whatever you're doing.
Whatever it is, doesn't matter, dude. Fucking crocheting, you're knitting, fucking knitting.
Shout out to Shane.
Shout out to Shane. Shane loves knitting. Does he? Does Shane knit?
Oh, a long time ago.
Jesus Christ, Shane.
No, not anymore. I don't think.
That's whatever, dude. Knitting's fucking
He's not
cool.
a knitter.
You pussy, Shane. I'm
Oh,
just kidding. I love. Shout out to Shane. Love you, Shane. You're the fucking best.
he's getting.
I want. Is he
he's
gonna come on here? Can I
When he
be
gets
on here
home.
with him and shit?
Yeah.
We gotta get some more mics set up. But a ton of people's not good, right? As
No,
far as I'm.
I like
Three's
three's
pushing
okay.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, this is it.
Three's fine.
Three's
dude.
good.
We
Three's
could we
good.
could do 4 eventually,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be more surface level.
Can we get Schnetty on here?
No. I'm sorry, Schnetty. Schnetty wouldn't want to be on here.
I don't know. He wouldn't. He
would
wouldn't.
never,
He
no.
wouldn't want to. So.
Show his fucking new sneakers or something.
Oh God, you dick.
Sorry.
You're wearing Schnetty sneakers right now.
These are not Schnetty sneakers.
Put them
man.
up on the table.
These aren't Schnetty sneakers.
Put them on
man.
the table.
These are not Schnetty sneakers.
Cal Schneller, you have a pair of these fucking sneakers. If you
I
ever
does
watch
not-
this,
he
I
don't.
swear to
Schnetty
God,
has some of those.
I swear to God, he has this
think he's-
exact
Schnetty
pair.
doesn't own All Star, man.
He might have stock in that company. I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Well, he's got good taste then.
he does. He's a stylish motherfucker. Schneller looks good all the time. Tell me that's not true.
Yeah, no, it's not true. I mean, it is true. I didn't mean to say it like that. Yeah, he does look good.
He does always.
Yep.
Goddamn Schneller.
All right, let's
Handsome
move
dude.
on.
Yeah. What was I talking about? Okay, DC power comes off of these goddamn quick
My goddamn
Schneller
sneakers.
and Shane knitting shit. Whatever. So it comes off of these solar panels as DC current. So there's a couple different things. A brand new technology. Brand new is in the sense of a couple years.
Yeah.
Like within like 48 months, 2
Yeah.
years. This is brand new technology of microinverting. So right on the back of the panel, you install a microinverter. So straight from the solar panel DC into this microinverter, it inverts it to AC.
Yep.
And then you connect all these AC wires, and then it goes into your house directly, right into your breaker panel.
So you're not having a battery. You don't install batteries.
You can totally can install batteries. There's a bunch, dude. There's so many different ways to
Sure.
hook this shit up.
But
And-
okay, sorry, go ahead.
no,
No, I was off topic. I'll ask you in a little bit.
all right. So there's a bunch of different ways to hook this shit up, and microinverting is brand new, and there's a lot of really good benefits to microinverting because along a DC current wire, there's some efficiency drop depending on the distance that you're transmitting this and
Wow.
the thickness of the gauge of the wire, which is just how big the copper is, whatever you're running it through. But there's a voltage drop, which decreases the amount of power.
Okay.
So microinverting directly into AC. AC can be transmitted through any wire, any distance. That's like all of DTE's energy that they supply to homes. It's transmitted all through AC. It's big power plants
Yeah.
create
It's
power.
safer too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that fully either, but
I
that's
think
part of.
alternate current just means
Alternating.
it can go backwards, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's actually a sine wave, which is really interesting shit too that I'm fully not completely well versed on, but it's a pure sine wave inverter inverts it into pure sine wave, which is just not clean power, not dirty power,
Yeah.
not in the sense of carbon footprint or anything, but there's like shitty inverters that do step sine, which is like it goes negative, positive, but a pure sine wave inverter just flows smoothly like a sine wave.
There's
If
more
you're familiar
data
with what that looks like.
for the per like wave. So it's not just like on off. There's like you're getting all this in between.
Yeah. Yes. My understanding is very minimal, but yeah, I think it's right on track.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, no, I think that's right on track because, well, dude, you can incorporate like a music sine wave if
I
you
was just
have
about to say that.
if you have like a sine wave of when you strum a guitar. You can fuck with that on like Ableton and music altering websites where you can turn it into a step wave and it sounds a lot sharper, like or I guess almost like a that kind of thing, but to a guitar, like a pedals, like pedals on a guitar. That's all just altering the sine of the wave.
Yeah.
And so so you can microinvert this stuff and turn it into AC and then connect them in a combiner box and plug it straight into it can go right into your breaker box. Like your breaker that you get current from DTE, you get energy from DTE, and it goes through your breaker box, right? So that's like when if there's like a power surge or whatever and all your breakers get blown, it's just a protection device, but your breakers pop off and you can go turn them back on. Have you ever seen a breaker box, either of you?
Yeah.
So you can plug right into that breaker box this AC current and you can run your house off of it. As long as there's sun beating down, you're getting power and you can run your house off of it.
Okay.
Right? So that's one way to do it. There's another really
You need solar panels that way? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, you can totally do solar panels that way. So here's the really interesting thing. There's something called net metering, which is normally a normal power meter, a normal regular power meter that the meter reader comes around and checks how much power you've used. They bill you for whatever the meter reader reads,
Yeah.
So there's something called net metering, which is now you get a meter that can spin in both directions. So you can get credits, right? So if you're producing more power than you're using, your meter actually spins in reverse, right? And so then at the end of the month, when you square up, you could get a check from DTE.
Okay.
You could get for all whatever you use power all in your house throughout the night when the sun's not shining, using DTE's power. When the sun is shining, you're producing more than you can handle, more than you're using, and
That's
your
going
net
back
meter.
to DTE.
Your neighbor's probably using it. It's going to the next.
So why install a battery?
Great question. There's a battery backup is if the grid goes down, you can last on your batteries for however many batteries you install.
Yep.
So and also there's a lot to be said. There's some value in the conversation of switching completely back to DC power. So all these appliances that you're running off of are all AC, but you can have DC current and you can have DC just running through your house if you wanted to. It's not going to fuck anything up, basically. It can happen. And there are DC direct current appliances. Okay, so why have a battery backup is basically just for sustainability. You can be completely off. So you either are grid tied, which means you're connected to DTE and all the other fucking houses, or you can just cut the umbilical cord and go off grid, which is really interesting for like cabins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can put solar panels on your cabin, and where you there's no power lines or anything, and you just straight right there produce all the energy you're going to need, and that's just it's all on-site production, which is wildly like it's going to be huge. Like that's what it's going to. The future is really in. Everyone's going to be producing their own power. It's just going to be mini power plants all around everywhere. On every house is a power plant.
Yeah.
Because you can install solar panels anywhere. So
You can see how that can help our society politically too.
Oh, yeah.
Everything would be more decentralized.
yes.
There's not a big corporation.
Correct.
Everything would be cheaper that way.
Yeah.
Electricity wise.
Yeah. Well, it'd be free.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the cost to install solar panels is your only electricity cost.
Yeah.
Period. And then so there's a 25-year warranty on almost all solar panels that are being produced.
Years?
25 years.
Wow.
Which is a long goddamn time.
Yeah.
And there's a really cool. This is going to be part of our like sales portion. Our marketing is like there's a scenario, a 20-year scenario, not even 25, or you can even do it 10 years, 15 years, whatever, where there's person A who just opts out of putting panels on the roof, and 25 years later they've paid $40,000 to DTE, right? Okay. Whatever. I'm just making all these numbers up. It depends on your energy, how much energy you use per day. what your actual bill setup is. So there's certain ways to ask for your energy, I guess. The lease you sign, or not lease, but the contract you sign with your power company is there's ways to do it where at peak demand your power is much more expensive, and then at night it's a lot less expensive, and there's different ways to sign up, but basically I lost track. Where's I going with this? So yeah, so there's a lot of different ways to sign up on your power bill, with peak demand and things like that. But I can't remember where I was going with this. Net metering.
You're talking about how you could sell this to people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
This is your
Oh,
guys'
right. Part of our pitch is person A does, after 20 years, they've spent $40,000 on their just electricity bills, right? They have then in the next 5 years, you're just going to be buying more electricity. That number just keeps going up on the money you've spent to have lights on in your house.
Yeah.
Right? So then there's another scenario with person B, which is kind of silly. I saw this video. This is someone else's marketing video that I saw. I can't remember the company, but it was a brilliant video and really well made. So kudos to whoever made it, but I can't remember who it was. Probably wouldn't say it anyway because they're probably competitors. But
Yeah.
either way, they did a great job. But person B has opted to lease solar panels, which is we put on you sign a contract with us. We put our solar panels on your roof, and then we sell you energy at just a little bit cheaper cost, but we own your panels.
Right.
Not a good way. It's kind of still fucking over the consumer in a certain sense.
Okay.
It's just not a great. It's just it's a Band-Aid on the fucking problem. All right. So person C is what every single person that we're going to be interacting with, we're like strongly person C is the way to go.
Yeah.
Where you pay us. There's a company called Michigan Saves, or a group called Michigan Saves, where you can. It's just a financing program where we put solar panels on your roof. You pay them off through Michigan Saves with really low interest and stuff like that. It's a lot of government incentives and state incentives and stuff. So Michigan Saves is just a company that helps you pay for it. You just pay them slowly instead of, if you don't have 30 grand of money, which a lot of people don't. If you don't have 30 grand just lying around to put solar panels on your roof, this is definitely the option you're going to be going with.
Yeah.
But either way, in any regard, we install solar panels on your roof, and you own them as much as you own your house. Like when you buy a house, you pay the bank back. The bank gives the money to the people who sold you your house, right?
Yeah.
And then you pay the bank back through your monthly mortgage payment, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But so you own your house, but the bank really owns your house. You know what I mean? Until you pay it off, then you own your fucking house.
Yeah.
So person C, we'll just say 20 grand, 25 grand of solar panels. It's expensive, and there's a markup in between, and it's all going down. The cost of solar is just the cost of solar is just skyrocketing downwards. It's leveling off, of course, because it's going to, but the cost of solar is just going down like crazy, and therefore the installs are going up like crazy. Like the installment curve is just rocketing like crazy.
Do you think that the cost is going down because we're trying to get people to kind of switch this over?
Yes, there's a lot of reasons why the cost is going down.
What if that once people start switching over, hopefully that the whole industry doesn't start, charging more.
Charging more as far as?
Well, because now more people are going towards solar panels. Now it's more money to get them.
Well, supply and demand is going to regulate every
It's
market.
going to fluctuate.
Yeah, sure, but right now there's also government incentives in for renewable energy because we're massively fucking up our planet, and they realize that. And what's kind of cool. This is another side note. I'll finish this person C thing, and I'm gonna write down something so I don't forget. Sorry. So person C. Yeah, it's fine. I'll remember. So person C, 25 grand, you get solar panels on your roof, okay?
Okay.
In the 20 years of both the other person A and B, they've spent 40 grand, right, total on just their electric bill for this 20 years. Person C now has invested 25 grand early on, we'll call it 20 grand 'cause it's easier, 20 grand early on, and now they have solar panels on their house that they own. after these 20 years are up, regardless of if you could pay for it right away,
Yeah.
or if you have done it through Michigan Saves or a program where you just pay them off little by little.
Yeah.
Either way, after 20 years, you damn well own your solar panels, because the amount of your electric bill that you'd be paying to DTE, and nothing bad against DTE, they're actually doing great stuff, believe it or not. So instead of paying DTE, you just pay off your solar panels, okay? And you're still getting energy this whole time. So after these 20 years are up, person C has already made off of their solar panels like $4 or $5 grand, right? And now, because they're just their electric bill is significantly less or not at all, or they're getting money back. They're getting checks in the mail, because the net metering thing that I was talking about, each month they get a $5 check in the mail, because that's just the difference of energy that they used. They produce $5 more energy than what they were using, right? So, and it fluctuates throughout the seasons and stuff. Obviously, summer's better, kind of, for a number of different reasons I could talk about forever. But person C now has paid off their solar panels, has already profited $4,000, and there's still 5 years left on their warranty. And now, in the next 5 years, they're already in the green. They're already in the green $4 grand.
And they own solar panels.
And they own solar panels on their roof. So for the next 5 years, they're just getting money, dude. It's just flowing in. It's just they're not paying for electricity anymore. And these solar panels, there is definitely like a degeneration. They lose efficiency as time goes on. But in the 25 years, they might lose 20%. They might be 80% as efficient as they were the day you installed them.
Yeah.
Right. And there's that all that stuff happens, and it's gonna happen. Technology just and new improvements. Yeah, and new improvements and are always going to keep going up. But it's
going to get better.
It's very obvious, and I didn't even explain it well because I haven't fully thought it out. And when you use actual numbers, you can talk to a customer and you get their actual number.
Yeah.
You can give them actual data.
Yeah.
And it's even more compelling when you're talking about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a no-brainer to be person C, it's just obvious.
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of, this is the point I was going to get to, is there's a lot of government incentives right now. You get a 30% tax credit. So the taxes that you pay at the end of the year, you get 30% of whatever you're going to pay. You get a credit to that. So if you're a small business owner and your net income is zero, like just you're living exactly the amount, you would get, and you put in solar panels, you would get a check for 30% of your solar installation. So whatever so it's like a write-off, but even more so because it's a credit. So, and there's a lot of technical speak around there. It's actually laws, which is, I don't like that portion of it. I can talk that lingo a little bit, but it's not my forte. I don't really like it that much either.
Right.
But there's government incentives and there's state incentives too. Like there's certain if you're producing like a lot of power and you can become a solar farm. You can, and there's like a 25% for rural development for God knows why. There's rural development if you're within. If you're outside of I think it's 20 miles of a major city, which is, they have specs on that too. I think it's like 30,000 or 50,000 people or something. So if you're outside of a city, if you're not within 20 miles of a big city, you can get an additional 25% off of your install. You get a check in the mail for your, at the end of the year, whatever, taxes and all that business. But there's a 25%. Also, I don't think it's a credit. I think it's a deduction, which is just very technical. But it's another 25% off of your install. So the government really is pushing. And when I say government, there's federal. So the United States government has incentives, and states have incentives.
Okay.
So it's just all trending just in a great direction. And Governor Granholm said something really, really interesting. She said, so the oil companies, like the big dirty power companies, there's still massive government subsidies for these power companies. Like they're producing power with still government incentives because of the way that it was written. They have to be proactive. They have to actually change the laws without it going away. Like you could set up a law that says by 2017, we're not doing this anymore. But they set it up so you have to physically do something to change it. You have to pass laws or stop the laws that are currently in place from happening. So anyway, the dirty the dirty power companies rather.
Cunty.
Cunts, all of them. No, they're good. They're doing good stuff, really. Everyone is. They're all, I don't know if it's to save face. It's not really, because I talk to these people and you can see the passion in their eyes about it. It's not phony. I'm sure there's tons of greedy, horrible people at the top just trying to figure out ways to slow this shit down. But there's people on the inside who are just as passionate as I am about it, and they work for major companies that you would think would be like evil, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But they still have a bunch of federal subsidies going on. They still have the boom to get it going. They do government incentives so that you can get shit going, which is exactly what they're doing with renewables. That's what the 30% tax credit is. It's just to get it all flowing, just to get the juices going. So the dirty companies have these subsidies. They still exist for them, which is ridiculous on so many different levels, but that's a whole other talk.
How long do you think before this really starts to take off as an industry?
Right now.
Okay.
I and our company Solectric, and we partnered, this thing was great, but we partnered with partnered just verbally, no contracts are signed or anything, but these dudes are helping us out. They're called Innovatus, and they, 69, right by Polar Palace. Have you ever seen those solar panels?
Yeah.
Dude, Innovatus was the company that installed that for DTE.
That's DTE's field?
Yes, those are DTE's
I was curious
solar
about
panels.
that. I drove by that.
But so that's there's like some propaganda kind of going on where they could put those solar panels anywhere, but they want people to see that they're doing it,
For sure.
But they are doing it, so I don't give a shit. But that's another talk also. But Innovatus, the people that we kind of partnered with, and they're awesome people, great guys, and I've only known. We went out and had drinks with them afterwards and talked to them, picked their brains, and they're helping us out a lot. And they're suppliers as well.
They think it's going to go to.
Oh God, yeah. Well, they've already, dude. That solar farm, the one right off of 69, is like a multi-million-dollar deal.
Well, it's one of the biggest in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Okay, it's one of the biggest in the country then.
Yes, it is one of the biggest.
That's
in the
what
country.
I heard.
Really? Yeah. It's by far the biggest in Michigan, and it's one of the largest in the entire nation.
Know that.
Yeah, like California kicks ass in solar, and they're ass raping everybody else in the solar field. But it's also becoming. I don't want to. This is not a good way to put it, but the market's becoming saturated, but that's not even true. Do you know what that means?
No.
I'll elaborate. A saturated market just means like everyone's there's so many people
like
doing
Disney.
it.
It's like Disney items. They're super saturated. You see them everywhere. Like Star Wars.
Saturated by definition just means filled up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a very loose definition of it, but saturated just kind of means filled up, it's not a lot of space left to move around, but that's not even true. That's not even remotely true. But so in any regard, California has the largest, and part of what Tesla's doing, Elon Musk in general, god damn, he's the coolest guy ever. But we could talk, dude, I could talk about that for fucking 4 hours straight. He's the shit. But he's building a massively huge the Gigafactory. Yeah, you guys know about that, right? But that's all going to be run on solar panels that they're producing, and so their energy is all being produced from their own solar panels, and it's just massively efficient and fucking going to be beautiful. I got to sit in a Tesla. That was cool.
When?
Yeah, at this conference.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, kick ass.
Tesla was there.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like, what are they?
No. So there was just people who own Teslas, but they're, they all know, like, this is a huge market, and there's just so much shit going on. So there's people who sell Tesla Powerwalls, and they're, in partners with Tesla, and
so someone owns a Tesla in Michigan. But like the Tesla stations where they stop. Where the fuck are those at?
What do you mean?
Like,
Where
you
they
know,
recharge?
yeah, the recharging station.
They're
I've
everywhere.
I've never seen one
You've
in
never
Michigan.
seen one?
I haven't seen one.
Oh,
either.
there's one on my campus. There's 2 on my campus. It's
Really?
not specifically for Teslas. It's just an electric vehicle charging station.
Oh.
So back to the DC current and stuff like that. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but there's they're batteries, right? And so
Yeah.
like I mentioned before, everything that's battery runs off of DC. So what you can do is put solar panels directly on top of a car charging station, and then there's no inversion. Every time you do anything to electricity, you're losing some efficiency. So it's just straight DC straight into the car. You're charging real time the energy from the sun into your car, and that car on top of it, this is just another cool side note, has AI capabilities where it can fucking drive you around.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Just how crazy is that?
That's crazy.
Absolutely no interference with a oil, gas powered engine. There's just and you step into your car that was powered by the sun, and you don't have to. All you have to do is plug in a coordinate, and it fucking takes you there.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, there's something so beautiful about that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think a lot of people are gonna like that though. A lot of people. I think there's a lot of people who like to drive cars. I'm not saying it's not
dude,
good.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I fucking love flying around in my car,
Yeah.
dude. It's fucking awesome. And don't get me wrong, I can't wait. I will own a Tesla. I fucking guarantee you that. Just gotta have some. They're wildly expensive right now, but the price is coming down. And he's building the Model S,
Yeah.
which is like just a regular car, and so that's going to be like 30, 40 grand, which is not. That's still an expensive car. Don't get me wrong, but that's
a
not
new car.
wild. That's
like a
yeah.
cheap new car.
It's like a fucking Impala, a brand new Impala. I don't know
Yeah.
how much a brand new Impala is, but it's got to be like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. A 200, I think, is like a Chrysler 200. And a good 2016 or whatever Chrysler 200 is like 30 grand if you buy it off the
Yeah.
lot. They're expensive because they're nice cars, but they are.
Yeah.
And so, but to touch on your AI or the automatic,
Yeah.
I can't even think of what it's called. What's it called?
Self-driving.
Self-driving, yeah. You get what I'm saying.
Autopilot
Autopilot,
bullshit.
yeah. Dude, I'm into it. I can't wait.
It's fucking cool.
I can't wait to take a goddamn nap on my way to work. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Just there's so many possibilities.
Yeah.
And
And it's safer too. When
Yes,
the technology
of
develops,
course.
it's gonna be safer.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Computers don't make mistakes. People who program the computers do.
Right.
Right? Joey can speak to that. Computers don't fuck up ever. It's
No.
every single time a computer has ever fucked up, there's been some sort of a human error involved. That's a goddamn guarantee.
It's like that Google car that drove all around the country. The only time I got in an accident was somebody was backing it out of a parking lot.
Oh, really?
Actual person, yeah.
Someone
Like-
turned off autopilot, was backing it up, and they
Yeah,
dinged
and
someone
fucked it
behind
up.
them.
Yeah.
That is
was
fucking
the whole
hilarious.
accident.
I love that. Do you have any
Yeah.
water over there?
Dude, I think we're out.
Damn it, you have any water?
Negative.
Thirsty again. But so just awesome stuff.
Yeah, man. Sounds like you've been busy.
Boy, have I ever, and I'm just on the tip of it. So
Need
here's
everything on this?
oh no, I've got tons more. Moderate
wanna
marijuana
hear that.
usage.
Yeah, let's
Ooh,
get
you
into
wanna
that.
hear about that? Okay,
Yeah, I
so
wanna hear about it.
So the way that I use, we're done with Solectric. It's a great shit. I guarantee you'll hear from us later. Everyone listening to this will know our company in the next 10 years, hopefully. But here's,
Hopefully everyone listening to this, yeah.
yeah, dude, everyone out there, all you millions of people listening to this right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Fuck yeah. Dude, it's on its way. Have you plugged your own show on this podcast before? It's part of your show, isn't it?
Well, what it is we do a podcast for certain guests on the show.
Okay.
And then when we do our format for the show to like do transitions,
Yeah.
it's me and Joe on a podcast.
Okay.
But then there's also the podcast, which is just a podcast, which
Okay.
is like 2 hours
Right.
long.
Totally
But what's the
separate
name of this
entity.
podcast?
Yeah.
What is
The
it?
Millennial podcast.
Okay, sweet. So it's you're just partnering.
It is-
you're
it is-
partnering with yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this podcast and the show are both going to be on the same
Lovely.
website and
Please.
everything.
Okay, so enough with Solectric. Tell me a little bit about this. Like, what you said, you're not going through OCTV anymore. Tell me
No.
about that. What's
Okay,
going
so
on there?
It's first
And then
started
we'll
off.
talk about this.
It first started off. I've been working at OCTV, Oxford Community
Yes.
Television.
Yep.
And you can get your own show there. And that's when we started like with the idea of having my show and
The
then
last I talked to you, that's what that's the deal.
Yeah.
But continue.
and
sorry.
then so then we filmed like the the first whole episode, you know, we put together our whole intro and everything, and kind of had the format kind of figured out. And then when we were making, Joe went up and did like a 10-day pictured rocks thing, and I was working on it, and I'm like, you know what, I'm so I'm constrained doing it with OCTV,
dude.
because
you can't say stuff like fuck.
Yeah. And nothing bad about OCTV.
I know.
I still work there, so
Sure.
but
And you do a great job there too,
thanks,
by the
man.
way.
But it's community TV, you know. You can't be controversial.
Yes.
And you can't talk. It's sad that you
Yes.
can't talk about evolution.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Right, of
But
course.
whatever, it's no big deal.
Yes.
So what I decided to do is just go through YouTube and go through our own website. So now we don't have any constraints.
Love it.
And we're gonna stay away from all that.
Yeah.
Advertisements.
Yeah,
stuff like
dude.
that.
Yeah,
Stay-
for sure.
Definitely stay away from that.
So you're just gonna use a YouTube style format where you just
It's gonna all be on
social
YouTube.
media. I hate to use that
It's
word.
going to
'cause
be
it's-
all on YouTube,
Okay.
but also it's all going to be on our website.
okay.
And our website's going to have the podcast and the show there.
right.
It's going to have a lot more pages to look at. And there's
People will
gonna
have
be-
subscriptions. You were telling me earlier.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we're going
I'm
to talk about
cutting
the
you off, but
subscription.
continue.
Yeah, no, basically, yeah, you said it. That's it's on its way. The website's not up. The show
Right.
is not out there yet.
Right.
We just put these podcasts out so
Well,
far.
I saw your show for the first time today. Both your guys' shows.
Yeah.
Your show.
The Millennial Show.
Yeah, the Millennial Show. I was blown away. Fucking awesome stuff
Thanks,
going
man.
on. That's the
Thanks.
first time I've seen it. We've been talking about it, you know.
Yeah.
But that was the
coming
first time I've
together.
seen it. Truly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm proud of you guys. Like it's fucking awesome, dude.
Thanks, man.
You know,
Yeah.
Luke touched on it. He's like, dude, it's good. Like he said, it's better than you think, which, you know, I think.
He's being a dick a little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
but
it's fun
to be honest though, like I didn't know what to expect.
You
I
hear
didn't,
someone say, "Yeah, I'm making a TV show."
Right.
You're like, "Okay, cool."
dude, and
Like,
you've
whatever.
seen public television where you're just like, God, this sucks. You know, like
Yeah.
who the fuck would ever watch this?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is
Not at all like that. It's fucking awesome, dude. It's beautiful.
It's got to
and-
be
Well,
dense.
yeah,
a
it's
lot
so
of-
dense,
a
dude.
lot of the other problem where we didn't want to go through OCTV was because there's deadlines. You got to have stuff out, and
you don't want to fuck
not
with that.
speaking against like any of the shows that air on there, but I mean, you watch our show and you watch theirs, like
There's something
you can
different.
tell that
Yeah.
ours took a lot more time to make,
Right.
Because there's a lot more to it, and you can't edit that in like 4 hours, man. You
Start
edit it in like 5
okay,
days.
so you call someone interesting. You schedule to meet with them.
Yes.
As soon as that phone calls, or no, okay, let's say as soon as they arrive, from that time until you produce a fully produced show, how much time does that take?
About a week.
Okay, so you're like
Two-
South Park.
A week or 2
Maybe
weeks.
You guys are
Over
South
that.
Park.
A little
man.
over a week. Well, because you got to, first of all, it takes a lot of time to get people to come on the
Just-
show.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure,
not.
dude. Oh, I know.
That's
Yeah.
that's
I know how
coordination.
business works, dude. It
Yeah.
takes a long time.
Yeah, so we get in touch with people and we put it. We have a board and we have our segments planned out, and we get in touch and we see which ones to go
Okay.
and when we can do it.
Sure.
And we try to get as many people on it as possible, because once in a while we'll put together a little short that one of us will make, and that will be like talking about something cool that we're
Yes.
into.
Yeah.
But we like to go to interesting people. So
Right.
we go to Jeff Nyquist,
Yeah.
who's a neuroscientist. That was huge.
What's buddy's name who juggles and is
His
part
name's
of the
Jeff too.
Jeff what?
You
can't remember?
Dude, I
It's
can't
fine, dude.
pronounce
It's cool.
his last name.
McLeod.
McLeod or something.
Oh, okay.
McLeod.
Well,
yeah, he's
cool dude.
He's
Really
fucking
cool guy.
really cool guy.
Saw that episode. That was
There's
the one you
two-
showed me, right? Oh no,
Yeah.
you showed me.
There's two.
Right.
So he's the second vice president of the Astronomical Society.
Wants to be.
Wants to be an astrophysicist. Going
Fuck
to school
yeah,
to
that's
be an
what I
astrophysicist.
love to hear that.
He's like,
Where's
in
he going to
he's
school?
He's going to Wayne right now.
Okay.
But I met him at OCC.
Okay.
But he's in his early 30s.
Oh, really?
And
He looks
it's
younger
so
than that.
cool that he's still he wants to be an astrophysicist. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm going for it. you
Yeah,
know?
dude.
Like
Fuck yeah.
fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
And
dude.
he's
That
a
is so
fucking-
sweet.
And he's a juggler. He's a cool guy.
Hey.
So those are the type of people we want.
You're already well on your way, but I was chewing this idea over way before I even saw any of this.
Yeah.
Just I was just thinking about you in general, and I was thinking, have you ever had any aspirations to be like a science communicator, like in the way that almost said Duncan Trussell, he kind of is, but
Joe Rogan?
in the way that Neil deGrasse Tyson is. He's big
I
name.
like that.
I know, right? So but essentially what Neil deGrasse Tyson does is he has a wild understanding of almost everything.
Yeah.
But specifically the universe, and so but he just learns and just propagates his information. And I think he has a bunch of different degrees and has done significant work in the fields that he's familiar with. But he's a science communicator. He says, I think that's his he labels himself that.
He's an astrophysicist, though.
Right. Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
But he also labels himself as a science communicator, which is just, just
same as Carl Sagan.
Yeah, exact same. They just, and Bill Nye, dude.
Yep,
They're just out showing people how fucking cool science
That's
is.
what we want to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Well,
it, man.
that's what I was. Yeah. So
on everything, more than just science.
Yeah, sure. Because if you're
the arts.
Listen. Yeah,
go ahead,
science is the fucking shit, and science really is everything when you get down to it. But if you only focus on science by the definition of whatever you would group into what science is, but you think of things like astrophysics, chemistry, biology. Even math is it's certainly a science, but you think of things like that. But that it flows into music so perfectly.
Yeah.
And just the way that it all mixes together is so beautiful. But if you focus on only science, you're missing out on a huge portion of life.
Right. Well, like you say, you say like going into science communicating or just being a communicator.
Yeah, that's what you're
art and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. But
dude.
But it brought me back to this when me and Joe are working on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we able to do this?
Right.
And the only reason, like, this isn't a matter of just like getting to work.
Right.
Like we know this stuff. Like we have been interested in it, and we do know some shit.
For sure, dude.
And in order to keep creating this, we have to keep learning.
Of course.
So that's our job. Our job is to fucking just live and be curious.
I love that.
And then share it.
Yep. God, I fucking love it.
That's it.
It's beautiful, dude.
It's a great job.
I love it. I couldn't be happier with the direction that this is all moving. It's so awesome.
And I'm
so happy.
It's cool to see. I'm like, oh, who else can we get on the show? It's like, well, Schlueter is doing his own fucking thing right now.
Well, yeah.
And it's fucking taking off. Like, let's get him and let's bring a portion of that to the show and to the podcast.
Part of what people might not realize is like we are like best fucking friends.
Right.
Like we are some of the closest people I've ever met in my entire life. Like even when I see other people's relationships and like everyone thinks they have the best buds around,
Yeah, no,
but dude, but we're like
better.
Yeah, we are better in so many ways.
You don't even know.
But we are so close. Like we fucking love each. There's an absolute like just warm love that we all share with each other. It's seriously like we absolutely love each other. So just to see my friends doing moving in the same direction that I am as far as just learning, just moving.
Make a difference, man.
Yeah, dude, just moving into this world and using our degrees
and that also motivates me because I see you guys are all going, and I'll be working on it. I'm like, fuck. I was like, dude, I gotta keep going, man. Everyone else is.
You don't have an option, dude. I'll be pissed if you stop anything, dude. No. I'll be right up your ass, which.
It's good.
Yeah, and I hope you do the same with me.
For sure.
I'm not worried. There's never a moment in my mind where I think you guys are ever gonna stop.
No.
And I'm sure the same is true for you guys with me, but it's just great to see it happening, manifesting itself. It's
for sure.
It's fucking awesome.
For sure, man. There's a lot of cool people out there too.
Oh God, there are.
There's a lot of cool people.
Dude, juggling.
You gotta fucking.
Shit.
You just gotta sniff them out, man. Once we started.
Love to meet him, Jeff.
Sorry. once we started brainstorming for this and creating it, I started realizing how many cool people I know or have potential connections with. All I gotta do is give them a call.
Yeah. Goddamn right, dude.
There's some I mean, I've been just trying to get as many people, and it's like, what can you bring to our show?
Right.
It's everyone you meet too. It's like any new people you see, like, how can I put you on my show?
Are you cool?
Right. Are you cool enough for the Millennial podcast?
Yeah.
And most of the time, you're probably finding yes, you are.
Yeah.
Something about you is cool enough to put on a fucking podcast.
Depends. Oh, it depends, man. There's some people that I would really like, that I really do like.
Yes.
That I would. No, thanks.
Yeah,
there really
I
is.
Understand that,
really
of course,
is.
because your show has a very obvious direction. As from the little I know about it, like I'm talking like I fucking know what
It does, but that's good because you saw one episode and you get the direction.
Of course, dude, it's fucking obvious. I mean, just watch the show and you're like, there's a million different sensors going off about what the gist of the show is.
Yes.
The whether they're subliminal or not, which I know you you don't think about that at all. You
Fuck
just
no.
put cool shit in.
Fucking cool shit.
But like just like the one scene that really struck me. Well, first of all, the opening is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You were describing it to me, and the way you described it was awesome and vivid, and I had the idea in my head,
Yeah.
and it looked beautiful. And now that I've seen what it is, it's even better than what I thought it was gonna be.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like the part that you talked before, and it's you can see the passion in your eyes, and you're very serious, and you're like, let's fucking dive in, you know?
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, and you just go into it, and I'm just like, yes, what do we got, dude? What are we doing?
You got to ramp them up at the
Yeah,
beginning.
well, I was ramped up, dude.
I could tell.
Yeah, dude, and then the portion of where Joey's what is it? It's not Ave Maria, but that song. Do you know what it's called?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
It is.
No, it's not Ave Maria.
It's something Italian, right?
Yeah, it's
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 no
opera
idea.
music, man.
Yeah, it's
Starts
out.
with the H,
And
I'm
then
pretty
what
sure.
were you doing? Looking in the telescope, and it just shows
Yeah.
like obviously
Fuck
not
yeah.
what you were looking at, but similar. You know, it was or CGI of planets moving
Yeah,
around, and it's just the opera music's going. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we wanna do that.
dude. It's funny as shit. I don't know if it's that I know you guys. I doubt it. I
It
doubt
might be
it.
some of it.
I doubt it, dude. I think if I saw that. Period, I would laugh at it. It's fucking funny, dude.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see the way that you guys incorporate comedy. 'Cause
Yes.
I'd like to I'd like to think, and I know for a fact with you two, but we're some funny motherfucking guys, dude.
hope
You
so.
know, we do some funny shit, and I just can't wait to see the way that you incorporate the
Well,
comedy.
if you look at the first, see, we showed you the most recent
Right,
episode.
which
The
is-
first
is
one
the
is
best?
a lot drier.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the first one, first of all, we
Dude,
created
there's
it.
gonna be a learning curve.
We
like
created
a massive learning
we created
curve.
the first one thinking this is going through OCTV.
Yeah.
And we're not ditching it, man, because
Sure.
it took time.
Yeah. Fuck
But
yeah.
it does get better. So
Okay.
if you want to watch the show,
I
don't
will.
watch the first episode.
Right.
First.
Okay.
Watch the first episode when you love the show.
Yeah.
And then you'll just be
You'll
able to
appreciate it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is their first one. This is interesting. Look at
Yeah.
how much better they got. If you want to watch the best one, watch
It's
the
like any
fucking
TV
last
show,
one we
man.
made.
Yeah.
Like first episode of Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
good.
it sucks.
Sucks.
But when you watch the show, you can go back and appreciate what they were doing.
I
You know,
mean,
you're
I
like,
went
you
back
get
and
it.
listened to the first Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah,
ever,
I've
and
done
I
that
liked
before.
it, but
Yeah.
I feel like if I never knew Joe Rogan, I would have
Yeah,
been like,
dude,
eh.
it's like it's a yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Just gotta
Yeah, I was gonna
practice.
talk some shit, but that's my favorite goddamn podcast on the history of the
Yeah,
podcast
me
I've
too,
ever
man.
listened to.
That's
I don't
what I'm
listen-
modeling this shit off.
I know
of.
I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, but dude, the Joe Rogan Experience is fucking
Star
awesome.
Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Wait, what?
Star Talk with Neil deGrasse
Oh
Tyson.
yeah.
It's like a
I'm not.
radio show.
I've
kinda.
actually never seen it.
He brings on like comedians and shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Radio Lab is
I haven't heard of that one.
fucking
I've heard
awesome,
Radio Lab,
dude.
too.
Oh, you just got to check it
Joe
out.
Rogan always talks about
DTFH,
it.
baby.
Oh, it's the best. What's
Duncan
that?
Trussell Family Hour.
Oh, that's the shit
That's a
too.
good one,
Yeah,
man.
Duncan Trussell's just goddamn hilarious.
Yeah.
I,
Guy's
I've been
amazing.
I've been going back and just watching, re-listening to all the Duncan Trussell,
Rogan.
Joe
Oh,
Rogans
yeah, man.
because
It's
they're
so-
they're my favorite,
They're
dude.
my favorite too.
I truly love the banter. That they're hilarious. There's so much value to their conversation. Like there's on so many different levels.
It's light, but it's dense. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
It's like perfect.
Yes, it is perfect.
It's super
I
entertaining.
love it, dude. It's so funny and so awesome. And there's parts of it where like I get goosebumps because I'm so like scared of what they're talking about might be true. And then they just crack up because they're like, we don't know what the fuck we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Could be though. It's fun to think about.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, God damn, it is. And
Yep.
yeah, so that's a good transition to this one. You guys wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Marijuana.
dude. Well, I mean, it's interesting because I use it in such a way.
Oh man.
Yeah. So okay.
I'm running out of battery on this.
Oh, okay.
So we got a little time. Keep going.
All right.
Oh, my camera's already off.
Oh no.
You're out of battery.
I can throw another battery.
Well, we've got me going so this whole time.
Why don't we just? Is the sound ever gonna turn off?
No,
the sound
sounds
won't,
good.
but
Can we just keep going and then
We can keep
whatever
going.
happens happens. If you got to take a break, go for
You
it.
keep going right now.
Okay.
I'm
All
gonna
right. So there's
Where's your batteries? It's in your backpack. Okay.
so I'd like to just touch on the fact that the Mr. Right over here.
You guys are out of
Perfect
battery.
timing.
What's that?
You guys are out of battery. I'm just helping out.
Right on. So I just want to touch on like the use of drugs, I guess, in general has a very negative connotation because of certain words that you use in it and things like that. But you can absolutely use things that alter your state as a tool to do certain things that you're trying to do in life. And
Intellectually,
everything, personal lives, just the entire, the whole spectrum. You can use mind altering things. Freaking nicotine is mind altering. Caffeine is mind altering. Alcohol is wildly mind altering. Marijuana, THC, even all the other cannabinoids are wildly mind altering. Psilocybin and mushrooms, like DMT is the craziest fucking thing in the history of the world, and it's just the coolest shit. Like just the history, whatever you want to, you can talk about it for. It's so interesting, you know. And there's for some reason there's a lot of negative connotations towards it, and for good reason. There's very dangerous things out there, and I understand the negative connotations of it, but you can use them. Yeah, you're gonna fix it and get it going.
I moved this though. Does that mean it's still good?
It's going.
All right, cool.
I don't know.
What about yours? You gonna put a new battery in that bad boy?
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Are you gonna like edit it or what's going on?
I don't know. We'll figure
Keep
something
that one
out.
going.
Cool.
But
I don't doubt that you will.
it's so negative because some people get actually addicted to that altered
Of
mind.
course.
And
Yes.
it's even with like lucid dreaming.
Yes.
Like people
Dude,
want to
lucid
live that
dreaming.
reality
Yeah.
compared to what we're at
Yeah.
now.
Explain. Well, I don't know. Do you have to explain lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming?
Explain it real quick.
It's just when you have a dream and you realize you're dreaming.
Yes.
And then you can literally do whatever you want. You can fly around
Right.
different countries and
Right.
shit like that. And
Yeah.
live however you want it to.
Right. So cool. And
Determine your reality.
right, and there's tactics that you can use to lucid dream. Whereas I've
Sure.
seen a couple of them. One of them is like a dot that you draw on your hand, where you just keep you're supposed to train yourself while you're awake. You look at that dot and you think, am I dreaming? And then you train yourself to do that while you're awake. You know, you keep looking at your hand. Oh, there's the dot. Am I dreaming? You know, it's just a visual reminder. But then while you're actually dreaming, you would think, oh, I should look at my hand. And regardless if there's a dot, there or not, there may be in your dream because it's just whatever, psychological. But then you think, am I dreaming? And if there's not a dot, you're like, whoa. You know what I mean?
And then you realize something.
Yeah, right. So, and then another one, the main one, I've had a couple lucid dreams in my entire life. I think maybe 3. I'm trying to think of the exact number,
I
but
only had one.
right. But the number one, I guess the only time where I can figure out how I'm dreaming is I can breathe underwater. That's
Really?
like, I'm underwater for whatever reason, and I need a breath, and I gamble with whatever I'm doing. I'm like, and I can breathe. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? So I'm like, wait a second. I'm swimming around, still breathing underwater. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Do I have gills? I don't know what's going on. While you're dreaming, it's so normal.
Gotta be dreaming.
Yeah, but and then some weird psychological shift happens where you're just like, holy shit, dude, I'm dreaming. And it's crazy because you really have to calm down and not freak out that you're
Then you
dreaming.
wake up.
Yeah, because as soon as you're like, fuck, I'm dreaming, you get so excited and you're like, you feel yourself come out of the dream. You're like, no, but it's already too late by then. Yeah, so you really have to just calm down. And I don't even know. There's tactics to do it. And another one is looking at a clock. So if you're dreaming while you're looking at a clock, your brain, for whatever reason, can't seem to put a digital clock, not I guess you could use an analog clock, but a digital clock where you're looking at numbers. So you look at the clock, it says 12:34, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you look at it again, and it's like 6:13, you know? And you're like, wait a minute.
Something's up.
Yeah, something's up. You know,
Yeah.
did 6 hours just pass? No fucking way. It was 1 second. So, but
no way your brain can keep that consistent.
right. Yeah. Your brain knows something's weird. You know, whatever it is, your subconscious. Dreams we know almost nothing about, and which is another fascinating thing that you can dive into.
Yeah.
But just while you're dreaming, your brain cannot follow the pattern of time and things like that. And I'm butchering, but your brain can't it only randomly generates numbers while you're dreaming. So when you look at that clock, it could be any combination of numbers, even ones that don't exist on an actual clock,
Sure, yeah,
like
yeah.
90:45. You know, like that's not a time. Not, even better, 90:90. That's not a fucking time,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so that can set another thing to just remind you that you're dreaming. It can set you off and just be like, oh, yeah,
I heard
I'm
like
dreaming.
counting your fingers too.
Yeah, there's a
If you
bunch of
yeah,
them. You
there's
can,
a ton.
yeah, but it's all just to induce this lucid dreaming state, which is, if the listeners out there have never done it, you should try it sometime. It's super, super cool. Do a tactic, like look it
You
up.
realize how powerful dreaming
Oh
is.
God.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bunch of different things I want to touch on. Let me write some shit down real
Sure.
quick. Let's see.
But yeah, just how flexible dreaming is that
Yeah.
you'd actually realize a lot of things that you've been thinking about in the past through dreaming too. Like you write your dreams down and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that's another great one. Is
Dream journals.
yeah, a dream journal is another great way. For whatever reason, when you metacognate on your dreams, when you think about your own dreams, it induces some sort of a subconscious or conscious shift where you dream more vividly. Like you just
Really?
yeah, oh certainly, yeah. It's just a way to remember them, and it's crazy how you like forget dreams so fast.
Yeah.
It seems like almost a defense mechanism for not not staying in that world for too long,
sure.
and dwelling on this dream. And there's so much crazy shit that goes along with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Right.
yeah, right.
I hope this stays.
Hey,
What's up?
just wanna
back.
pound it. Yeah, welcome back.
Thanks, man.
Did you pee?
Yeah.
So how
Did you grab
how
any
does
water?
that-
Everything out.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't.
That's cool. I'm
Sorry.
just kidding. so
So you're talking about moderate drug use.
yeah, I actually want to touch on something first before I'll get back to that. The way that I use right now, really only marijuana, but I use caffeine all the time because it's fucking awesome. But
Yeah.
it's on a whole nother side note. And I drink whatever, dude. I'm a 21-year-old kid. I'm experimenting just because I want to know what's out there. Nothing dangerous. Nothing dangerous. Like, dude, there's some things that you just know are fucking bad. Like pills, pill popping. Horrible. Never gonna fucking
Right.
touch it. It's terrible. Things like that. But
Not if you ask Duncan Trussell.
Duncan Trussell can suck it. I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh.
No, he's the shit. He had a pill problem for a bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is terrible, and I understand how you can get sucked in like it's nobody's business. It's easy to see. Darren McCarty.
Yeah.
You guys
yeah.
are familiar with him,
Yeah.
obviously. He says he has coke addiction. He smokes a lot of weed because like he's just a party animal. It was and probably and still is. But he said, I never touched a pill. I never touched an opiate pill, a pain pill, because I knew it'd be the fucking end of me. He said, as soon as I know if I pop a single one, it'd be the fucking death of me. He knows himself and he knows his
Yeah.
so he knew it, and so he never did.
Yeah.
And so he still has a lot of problems. And as far as I fucking hardly know, this is just things that I read about. He writes books, and you hear other people talking about him. I've actually met him a few times too. He probably has no idea I exist, but
Definitely has no idea you exist.
you're right. Son of a bitch. Oh, here's another cool thing. I'm crossing that out because I'm going to touch on Nick. Friends.
Nick
Friends
friends.
with Joe Rogan.
Really?
No.
Oh.
No. Okay, let me touch on this polycyclistic sleeping because this is a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
That I guarantee there's definite drawbacks. I can just foresee it because sleep is so important.
Yeah.
Important. Anyway, so what polycyclistic sleeping is instead of sleeping, 8 hours at night, what people
Oh,
do
yeah,
is
I
they
know
break
this,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting though.
Yeah, I've heard this.
They break up their. I know I've talked to you guys about this on
Maybe
a number
it's
of
really
occasions,
good.
but it's a great subject because it's really interesting. What they do is you can break up your sleep into a bunch of different, times. So
Intervals?
so you can do like dual cyclistic sleeping where you sleep twice
Yeah.
throughout a 24-hour period. And what's interesting is so you might sleep 4 hours, at a regular time and then take a 4-hour nap, whatever. So you still get 8 hours. But what's really interesting is the more you break them up, the less you actually have to sleep to feel rested. So if you have like so if you break it up into like 6 different portions, you only have to sleep like 15, 20 minutes and you're completely well rested. And these people that it's called not an Iron Man, Uberman sleep cycle or something like that. You can look it up, but there's so then if you have 6 of these portions where you only sleep for 15 minutes, you're only spending 3 hours of sleep in 24 hours, and you feel completely well rested. People who do it are like, dude, I've never felt better.
Yeah.
Like, this is the best I've ever slept in my entire life. I feel well rested all the time. But what I worry is there's got to be some sort of a long-term, short-term memory confusion with that, because part of dreaming, a huge portion of dreaming, is storing memories, storing what you've learned and putting it into long-term.
About that too.
Yeah, it is.
It's not gonna speed that up or anything.
Well,
if
I don't
sleeping
know.
less,
Yeah,
right?
no one. I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah, I don't think
because we just don't know a lot about dreaming. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But these people say, like, that have done these polycyclistic sleeping, 6 is I think the most anyone's ever done. I'm sure you could do like 12 of like 5 minutes, but that'd be
How do you
wild.
fall asleep that fast?
Well, here's the thing. So they say at first you're like a zombie. Like, you have to just get on the schedule and, like, you're like, fuck. I go to sleep for 15 minutes, but I really only sleep like 7 because I can't fall asleep for 7 minutes. And at first you're not tired when you're supposed to be sleeping, and it just doesn't work. Like, you're just a zombie, but you got to push through it. Yeah. You got to keep going until you get into this rhythm, and then all of a sudden you just start to feel great. Like, as soon as you go to bed, as soon as your head hits that pillow, you're sleeping fucking 30 seconds.
Wow.
And yeah, well, that's what they say. I've never tried it. I'm open to trying it, but I'm worried. It's just not the time for me right now. I will try it eventually, but I'm worried about long-term, short-term memory and things like that, because it's got to have some sort of effect on that.
Yeah.
It could be a positive effect. I have no idea, but
Right.
but it's just it's gonna affect that in some way. But yeah, these people they love it, dude. The people who do it. Ben Line was talking to me about it. He's a really interesting guy. He's playing football at State.
Is he?
Yeah, with his brother.
Good for him, man.
Yeah, dude, he made the State lineup. I don't know if he plays or his practice squad, but
What
he's
division?
D1, dude. Michigan State football.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, good for him, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Ben Line's the shit too. But anywho,
He's
was
a
kind
monster,
of
man. I saw him at the gym
God damn, is he ever a
month
monster?
ago or something.
His genetics, like Joe Rogan talks about this too all the time. Like Ben Line is like Brock Lesnar. You know how he talks? Have you ever heard him talk about that? Where like there's just like a genetic predisposition for Brock Lesnar to just be a goddamn. You know who Brock Lesnar is?
He's UFC, right?
Yeah, he's a UFC fighter, but he's the guy who was in WWE first. He's like a fucking huge guy.
Yep.
Like his chin just comes out like a like a goddamn caveman, and he's just massive, And dude, he's genetically predisposed to have certain
Brock Lesnar. He said Brock Lesnar. Oh no, they were talking about like a conference, and some guy like started talking shit, and he's like, I'll have Brock Lesnar come over there and hurt you or something, and he's like, why do I gotta beat him up when I can just stare him down?
Brock Lesnar said that?
I think it was Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it probably
like that.
dude.
I just fucking butchered that. But
that's fine. But
yeah,
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben Line's just one of those people who just has this genetic predisposition to just be a goddamn tank.
Yeah.
And good for him. More power to him. But he turned me on to this polycyclistic.
Does he do it?
I don't think so. I think he was interested in it and never really tried it out. I think he might have done like 3, like a tricyclistic sleeping pattern or something like that. And I'd love to talk to him. I'd like to hear what he has to say about it, if he's tried it anymore. Yeah. I'm sure he's wildly involved with football now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Never a bad thing.
Yeah. Right. No, it's fine, man.
Yeah. So, but he likes a lot of cool shit too, like The Secret. You know The Secret?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
law of attraction.
Yeah. The law of attraction. I think that's really cool stuff, and it's fun to think about. But I think a lot of.
Here's what I think.
I think it's a lot of pseudoscience bullshit.
If you go into watching The Secret,
yeah,
and you have no background or no like way, you're just some normal. You're a young kid or something. Mm-hmm. You're gonna be like either believe all this shit and then just be fucking crazy. You're gonna be thinking just some ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be like, this is bullshit.
Right.
But I think that there's a lot of good philosophy in it.
Oh, there is.
I think 90% of the law of attraction is what we were saying, placebo effect.
Yes. Well, dude, but it's just, if you're a good dude, you surround yourself with good dudes.
But if you're doing something like that makes you think that this is gonna manifest good things in your life, you're gonna just notice good things in your life more. And you're like, oh, it's working.
Yeah. Well, dude, but another
positive energy is definitely a good thing.
Mm-hmm. People get into this like you can feel the energy of what's going on. And like, dude, if you don't believe that, and there's like, there's all, natural physics things that exist where energy is neither created nor destroyed,
Sure.
things like that, and it just transforms in
Yeah.
certain ways. But if you don't believe that there's energy that just exists in certain places,
For sure.
go to the fucking Joe Louis Arena. Like,
Oh, dude, we just went to Van Andel and saw the Chili Peppers.
Oh,
play,
yeah.
and wow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
feel it as soon as you walk in.
Yes, dude. As
Energy
soon as you
there.
walk in, it's whatever it is, dude. Who knows what that feeling is?
And when they're playing, man, I mean, you're
Yeah.
just like, oh, the energy in here is
Dude,
just,
hell yeah.
everyone's listening to the same thing. Everyone
Yes.
likes it. Everyone's
Yes.
cheering.
Yeah.
They're up there fucking doing what
Yeah.
they love. All the energy's coming. No one in there is really having a bad time.
Yes.
No.
I want to just plug Caravan Palace real quick. They're coming
Yeah,
to town. I'm
Joe
going to
will
order
love that.
tickets. Can't fucking wait. You're coming with us.
Okay.
I'm dragging everyone along who I fucking can. I got to order tickets. I didn't yet, and I'm kicking myself if I lose any sort of.
It's at a smaller venue.
Yeah, again.
That's better. That's better.
No shit, dude. No shit. But I can't fucking wait.
Yeah,
dude.
man, for sure.
Oh, they're so good, and the way they perform is just unparalleled to anything I've ever seen on video. Probably video doesn't do any performance justice, but
No, it doesn't.
it never
It doesn't
does,
really,
never does.
unless it's really good editing
Yeah,
with like shit like
sure,
that. But
sure,
like,
sure.
no.
But yeah, I mean, just I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. I'm gonna go see them, and they're just the shit. But the energy of concerts, of a real sport, of a hockey event, of anything, like it exists, dude.
Dude, there's even an energy that, and it's a different kind that I get when I go to the gym and work out and I listen to Joe Rogan Experience.
Well, that's a whole nother thing. But
You get into that atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the atmosphere of just doing everything right.
Yes.
That's how he
Yeah,
is.
fuck yeah.
Just making your life just fucking as good as you can.
I'm gonna touch on this real quick
Yeah,
because it's hilarious.
Touch on it, man.
Yeah, my cousin Nick, when we were driving home from this conference, we had one of the best conversations I've ever had in my whole life.
Yeah.
Just with the future, our futures, the future of myself. Like, I was weighing my options with my future, like with him, as far as like going, what I want to do with NASA, what I want to do with my degree. I want to go into medical research almost indefinitely. I will be doing that at some point in my life. I love the medical field. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pursue it. But just like but this solar panel thing is going on, and we're just meshing really well, and we're just talking it out, and there's so much potential, and it's so valuable, and there's all good shit going on. But anyway, I had a great conversation with him, and part of it we just listened to Joe Rogan occasionally. We didn't until the very end of that because he got really tired but I was on a motherfucking high, dude, of just information in life, and I just loved every second of
Yeah.
it. But anyway, so one of the topics of our conversation was he said, like, dude, here's just something trippy to think about. Is he goes, dude, I feel like I am close friends with Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell.
Yeah.
Like he's like
about that.
dude, I hear those guys talk, and I know their humor, and I listen to them religiously, and I love everything about them, and they seem like cool dudes. They're huge role models for me, and of course I reciprocated everything towards that. I couldn't agree more. And so and he's like, but here's the weird thing. I feel like I'm friends with them. He's like, they have no fucking clue I exist.
Yeah.
And that's true for so many different people that are fans of anything, and it's just kind of crazy and trippy to think about. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I feel like
Especially
that about.
music.
Music,
You
music
connect
too.
so
Oh,
well
you
with
can-
people when
dude.
you listen to music.
fuck yeah. Or when you're
Anthony
reading
Kiedis,
a good
man.
book.
I feel like I know Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
for sure. You
Yeah.
do know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know him. He just doesn't
Bruce
know you.
Springsteen, I feel like I know Bruce Springsteen
You do.
so well.
You do know
Yeah,
him. It's
yeah.
just he doesn't know you, which is
Yeah.
it seems sad and like fucked up
No,
and weird.
it's okay.
I totally think
Yeah.
it is, but like, isn't it it's just weird to think about? Crazy
Bo
shit.
Burnham, dude.
God
How well do
damn.
you know Bo Burnham?
All right, if Joe Rogan ever hears this, please get fucking Bo Burnham on your podcast ASAP.
Dude, seriously,
I will
I would.
jizz in my pants.
I will
You guys
fucking-
would have an excellent conversation.
For
I
sure,
guarantee it.
For sure.
Just get
We've
him
been
on
talking
there.
about that for a while,
I know,
too.
I know. We would just cream in our pants if that ever happened.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be the best podcast ever.
Fucking no shit, dude.
Yeah.
no
Those are
shit.
like two great
Yeah.
people for me.
All right, so yeah, that was just a trippy
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, so all right, we'll touch on this one now for real.
All right, you
All
and
right.
your fucking list.
Sorry. Is this okay though? Like, is this going all right?
You do what you gotta do, bro.
I don't want to talk about this.
I don't want to talk about that either.
You don't?
Not really.
I have
Is it gonna be
questions.
really interesting?
No. Well, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
For you or for, I mean, how? All right. All right.
We can talk about it later too, but
Okay.
But okay, so this right here, the way that I use.
We're still on marijuana, aren't we?
Yeah, dude, I haven't even talked about it.
Dude, you were going into it when I fucking went to go fix shit, and
We were talking about dreaming.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We never really touched
Okay,
on
okay.
it. So I just talked about how the negative connotation of drugs happened somehow, and the war on drugs and all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
But the way that I use marijuana is very, very, very personal, and I think that's really how you're supposed to use it. You know,
Okay.
I think that's the tool that it's meant. Here I am talking about it like I know what weed's thinking. I know what it's trying to do. But like, dude, if you subscribe to any of those crazy theories about the plants told us how to make ayahuasca and shit like that.
Yeah.
But like, dude, regardless of what it is, it absolutely alters your sense of what's going on this planet. And so the way that I use it is I take like I'll eat like an edible, like a small dosage, relatively small for what other people can consume, but I'll take like a small dosage and I'll just go like I'll intentionally take it right before bed, and I'll lay in bed and just think about
I
shit.
do the exact same thing.
Yeah, dude, that's the only way to use.
Yeah.
That's the
best
only.
way.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the only
in
way
my
you
opinion.
think you should use it.
Dude,
you
I mean,
think.
dude, like,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
how you should
yeah,
say it.
dude.
There you go.
Like
By
every
yourself,
time,
No one else.
every time I get roped into like smoking a joint at a party, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't, and so I've learned to not do it because I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I don't do it anymore. But like I did, and I used to like it a lot. But
Yeah.
and just it kind of morphed into this thing where I don't enjoy it. I don't
Yeah.
like to be high at a party or anything. With I don't
I
like to
can't
be under
agree
the
more.
influence. Yeah, because it's whatever it is. It's just so
super analyzing.
yeah, hyper analyzing myself, everyone around me. I get roped into other people's conversations that seem so have so many different sides to it, and I'm like, whoa. Like I just freak out kind of.
Yeah.
And so the way that I use it, I just think almost like everything. What it kind of does is it just instantly you think about yourself, like you self-reflect on what you're doing and how to like lessen your ego and how to just could I have done something different in this situation and things like that. It's just and our boys Joe Rogan and shit talk about it all the time, but it's just like it's a tool for just expanding and decreasing your ego, like just thinking about yourself and what you're doing. And sometimes it scares the living shit out of you, and that's a good thing, and sometimes it caresses you perfectly and you're like not scared at all, and it's just interesting, man. I have no idea why it's illegal. Well, I do, but it's just it's sad that it's illegal because it's just another tool, man. It's just another great tool.
It's not that I'm disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
But I think you can find that in other ways.
Certainly.
Personally.
Yeah, you guys talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I find it usually in the morning I wake up and I get moving a little bit, and as soon as I'm awake I come back downstairs and I start meditating.
Yeah.
It's the best meditation I've ever had. And it's literally equivalent to like
Oh yeah.
an edible or something.
Sure.
And I get the same things with like a runner's high too.
Right.
I run like for over 30 minutes and I keep running, and then I get back and I just sit down and like my body's like relaxing and everything just feels so good.
Yeah.
Euphoric.
Yeah.
And I get this like very, very similar effects naturally, which is amazing.
Sure.
It's
Dude, if you
absolutely
can do it
amazing.
like that, fucking
It's
do
absolutely
it.
amazing.
Yeah, the only thing that I would say to that, and you can touch on that in a second, but I just think that it can even augment exactly what you're talking about. You can use it in with that, It's just another tool it's just available that can...
which is where moderate comes in.
Right, that's why I have that on there.
Yeah.
And I fucking hardly ever do it. I do it like maybe once a month or something.
Yeah.
We're on the same page, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
yoga.
Yes.
You won't believe this.
I
Fucking
bet I will.
Joe Rogan said
Uh-huh.
that if he had to give up yoga or pot,
I heard it.
he would give up pot.
Yeah.
Wow. I was surprised because
Yeah,
Joe
that's-
Rogan loves pot.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, wow, man, I got to fucking start doing yoga.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'm just starting to dabble into yoga
Yeah.
because Stephanie, Nick's fiance, Nick's future wife in 3 days, 4 days.
Oh, it's that
Nick's
soon.
wife. She's like a yoga instructor. She
Okay.
loves yoga and whole foods and probiotics, what we're talking about. And
That's
it's,
cool, man.
she
Natalie.
loves that shit, dude. And it's
Natalie,
all,
dude.
it's awesome shit. No, dude, it's cool shit. But the yoga, she's given me and Nick, she does with Nick often, or I don't know, but we've done a couple of yoga sessions where
Yeah.
she knows all the moves, so she kind of leads us through it, and we just kind of do whatever. We're stretching mostly.
Dude, I want to
but
go.
yeah, you
Yeah,
want to go, dude?
Yes.
We can do a yoga session at Nick's house after we do our Solectric filming.
Okay.
I swear to God,
We'll put it on the show too.
dude, gladly. They'd love to talk.
Get her
about
there
it.
too, though.
Fuck yeah, she'll be
Yeah,
there.
we'll put her on the show.
Fuck yeah. So, that dude, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's all about just mindful movement. That's all yoga really is. It's
Yeah.
just moving, knowing what you're doing and moving through it. But it's a great tool to meditate. You know,
Yeah.
like you can, while you're doing these movements, there's some release. Yeah. What'd you say?
A rhythm.
Yeah. Well, there's a rhythm in your patterns, and it for some, in the same way that I think I use like hockey, where I just like release from things.
Yeah.
It's the same thing like that. It's you kind of take away your body because you're just doing just rhythmic movements that you know to your heart. But there's vast actual physical benefits from it of the movements. Like
For sure.
they increase strength and balance and really awesome shit.
Yeah. Do you meditate?
Not often.
No.
Not well. Like I said, when I do that, that's definitely a form of meditation.
Okay, yeah,
When I
yeah,
take
sure.
any sort of mind altering, but like as far as just my own meditating, only when I'm trying to fall asleep and I can't, I'll start to meditate.
Oh, that'll put you out too.
Yeah, sometimes it keeps me awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm.
Well, the
weird.
point is to try to stay awake, and then you
Sure.
do get tired.
yeah. But like,
Actually.
but yeah, meditating is awesome. It's
That's what I
great
do in
shit.
the morning though. You don't
Yeah.
get tired at all.
No.
You don't even come close to falling back asleep.
Yeah.
Like if you get up and start moving, eat some breakfast, and then come back down here
Yeah.
and like you're full of energy and just ready to go.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Dude, you know what does something like that to me? Sun up, like just the sunrise, like driving with the windows down.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's fucking
You
gorgeous.
start meditating while you're driving.
Almost. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The meditating is a really broad word.
It is super
Yeah.
broad, but it's just, mindful thinking. It's
Yeah,
just
sure.
whatever you want to, yeah. But
sure.
there's a guy who was on Joe Rogan who said that like the true meditation, and I'm probably butchering this completely, but the true meditation is when you're thinking about your breath. You focus on something, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and you're focusing on your breath, and then as soon as you stop focusing on your breath and your mind slips away, and you're like, oh shit, now I'm thinking about my podcast tomorrow, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you slip away from that concentration of
You're
your
out of
breathing,
it.
and then you go back and you're like, oh shit, and you pull yourself back into the breathing, that's like just a bicep curl for your brain, and it just like that's like what his style of meditation is.
And that makes your brain a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's
a
just
lot
good
more
for you
disciplined,
for
yeah.
whatever reason. That's just great. Like
Yeah.
it's just good for you, which
sure.
God knows why, but I love it, dude.
It's just
Well,
like
we're
practicing
creatures of
focus.
We're
you know?
creatures of habit, man. You get used to getting your thoughts under control like
Yeah.
that. You are able to focus
Yeah.
better. You're able to think more positively.
Yes.
You're not just giving into just negative energy all the time.
You observe your thoughts a lot more too.
Yeah.
If you realize you just thought something's really stupid,
Yeah, you're like,
Like,
God,
you're
that's stupid.
obsessing over it or something.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You just
Right
observe
on.
everything.
Right on.
All right. I think you guys want to close it?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Awesome, man.
I got so much more shit to talk
Well, we're
about.
gonna
I'll
do another
I'll
one.
hop back on and
This
we'll
was-
do another
this
one
one
at a
was
different time.
2.5
What time is
hours,
it, dude?
man. 1.5 hour podcast.
Jesus Christ. What time is it right now?
12:40.
My lord.
How am I not tired? I'm wide awake. I
Yeah.
can go run a
Let's go make
goddamn
a stump and Jay or
marathon.
something, man.
Dude, all right.
All right.
Stump and Jays for the boys.
All right. Thanks, brother,
For
being
sure,
on it,
dude.
man. It was awesome.
Appreciate it.
It was fun.
Love
we'll
you
do
guys.
it soon, man.
Love it.
Yeah.